What's happening, guys?
Pew! Misfire. Shit.
Whoa, watch out. What are you doing? What are you
Put this
doing?
away.
I'm sorry, he gets excited. It's Gravy Day. It's Past the Gravy, episode 382 with Alex, Pat, and Robert. We got a pretty fun one, I feel like, for you. I don't know if you guys have paid attention to anything going on in the last week, but it's kind of gotten a little weird, a little crazy. I'm looking forward to discussing that. We have a guest. We're going to have Jake Sewell from Bravehawk Forge on to talk about the Texas Custom Knife Show for a little bit. I get to be a judge. So, again, just remember, they're letting me play with knives. That's a thing that is going to happen. It was probably the best decision people could make, I would honestly say. But we'll talk to Jake later on in the pod. We'll talk about football. We got some football to talk about. I'm all in on my team again. I'm back on the Giants bandwagon. I'm ready to get hurt again, and we will tell you why. And then we'll answer your questions. But before that, in the pre-com segment, before we get to Comeback Kid, it is always going to be funny. Shout out to Danny for coming up with that name. Is it foolproof or foolproof?
Fool. It's foolproof because even a fool could do it.
But it's not like foolproof. Like this is full on going to work.
No, it's foolproof because, like I said, even a fool.
But if you look it up, it's like there's both ways. You can say it both ways, and it's like this plan is foolproof, or it's like this plan is foolproof. Like for sure, it's gonna go through. Or I thought it was foolproof, like as in you are a fool. I thought that was what it was forever, but now I don't know.
100%, it's foolproof.
I was trying to type it out earlier, and I was like, because I was on I was talking about something. I was like, my foolproof plan that the Giants are gonna get into the playoffs, and I was like, wait, is it foolproof or full? I don't know.
I think the only time you could use foolproof is if you're talking about proofing of alcohol. And like, is this cut down? You'd be like, no, it's foolproof.
Okay.
Which still, I don't even think that really makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, not a ton.
Because I guess at foolproof, you're just like, yeah, this is moonshine.
Robert, are you looking at that?
So,
what did you think?
Yeah, I am. I had never really thought about it, but just off the top of my head, I thought maybe it was foolproof, like F-U-L-L.
Because it kind of makes sense when you think about it that way, though, too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the saying. Like, yeah, that'll make sense, but the saying is foolproof. Even a fool couldn't fuck it up.
Right, which makes sense. It makes perfect sense. But it's one of those things where, like, there's things where you can, like potato, you can say it, but you don't have to, like, type it. Because when you type it, like, if you type potato, people don't get that you're saying potato. And it's one of those where it's like, I just really got to hope that I'm speaking this instead of having to type it because I'm going to get confused every single time I type it.
Can we bring back calling people fools? That's just a fun word. Like instead of like, dude, you're a dickhead.
On Among Us, I've been calling people fools. I call people fools on Among Us. I'm like, you're a bunch of fools if you think it's me.
Just because especially in like a heated argument, you call someone a fool, it's gonna throw them off. Because like somebody expects you to call them a fucker, dickhead, asshole. They're like, dude, you're a fool. They'd be like, what? And then they're off their game, and you got them on their heels.
Let's try and work that in. Like everybody on Twitter, just be like fool.
When you're arguing with people on Twitter, call people.
That's what I'm saying. Just call people fool a couple of times.
Maybe like you feel bad for them or something. Maybe you like, I feel bad for you, fool, or a word, something like that.
I mean, we can do it that way, but I kind of want to like use
like
it
maybe
as
you pity them. Maybe you pity them. Maybe is that
you pity
a fool?
Pity
a fool? Does that make sense?
I pity fools.
Good phrase.
Yeah, that's the phrase of Mr. T.
I believe the wise Mr. T once taught us that.
I know that's the phrase. I'm just trying to get you there.
No. And then Fool's Gold. Fool's Gold was always like I never really got into like rocks as a kid, but like sometimes you'd go on like a trip with your parents, and it's like you'd get to the Cracker Barrel bin, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna grab one of these quartzes or whatever it is. The Fool's Gold was always my thing because like it looks gold underwater. I don't fucking really think it's gold. It's cool. It's shiny and silver when it's not gold. So it's pretty cool looking regardless.
Yeah. I was thinking of
Fool's Gold gets a lot of hate.
More of a replacement for a cuss word. So like it was something Robert could use when he gets angry at people, or like Philip Rivers would use that.
Bunch of fools.
Exactly. Perfect.
He says gracious to Pete though, and that's way better than fool.
I mean, that's the best one. I'm just saying this is another one he could use.
Robert, will you start working that into your vocabulary?
Wasn't there a story that came out recently about Tim Tebow? He wouldn't announce a play because it had a curse word in it or
Yeah,
something like
it
that.
said shit in the play. Like I don't know what the name of the play was. I saw that headline, but it was like, yeah, Tim Tebow refused to call the play, and I was like, Robert would have refused to call the play. I bet.
Was
Yeah,
this
he would've
Urban
spelled it
Meyer
out.
at Florida, or was
It was,
this the Denver
on
days
the Eagles,
with
the Eagles, or the Jets. I want to say
Jets? Probably
probably the Jets.
bunch of New York fools.
Probably the Jets right there. But yeah, that was just I don't know. That was my this afternoon. I was like trying to type something up, and I was like, I'm not sure how this is, but that'll be my pre-com question. So we got that out of the way already. And Robert, you have a red light in the background. What is it? Is Big Brother watching us? Is there a
No,
robot that is going to attack?
The
us? What is
candle.
going on?
right here.
Is that a
That's
candle?
That's a candle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a
See how
candle.
it's flickering, Alex?
Well, I didn't know. It looked like it was. I don't know. I was suspicious. I was sus. Robert's into technology. I don't know what he's doing back there. Maybe he's building a robot. We don't want that.
It's Hal from Space Odyssey or whatever the fuck that movie was. I'm
Robert
afraid I
hasn't seen
can't
it,
do
so he
that,
doesn't get
I
the
Cal.
haven't seen it.
So quit saying references he won't get.
Every
Basically, quit
reference
saying
he
movie
doesn't get.
references. Right. So stop saying them then.
No, that's half of my personality is movie references.
And once you haven't seen those movies, we're just not going to get along. That's pretty much how it's going to go. Let's get into the Comeback Kid segment because we got a lot. We got a lot of Comeback Kids this week. We'll talk about what is back in the news. And let's start with that right now.
It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the week. The Comeback Kid of the week. Bitch.
Our first Comeback Kid this week is podcasts. It's podcasts because they're back. Robert's got a podcast. He had Raheel Ramzanali on it. I believe he was last year's Pass the Gravy Guest of
Man.
the Year, wasn't he? He won the Gravies Award for Best
Yeah.
Guest. I believe so. And Robert had him on a recent study suggests. I listened to it. It was fantastic. You should definitely go check it out.
He revealed on the podcast that he may have bought some bots to vote for him. But
We may have, yeah. Well,
So that was
we'll
fine.
get to the
That was
bottom. of
fine.
it.
Hey,
We were
if you're
cool
not
with
cheating, you're
influencing
not trying.
elections on our stuff.
Yeah.
We're cool with that. So whatever, man. But
It just
Yeah,
means he
so-
wanted it more.
so Robert had a big guest on his podcast, so check that out. Hit that subscribe button. And then I did 2 podcasts. I did the Beer Sports Whatever podcast with Mike Brown. That's the 3rd time I've done that. We broke down week 9 in the NFL. It's always fun to do that. And then I think I'm a regular now. I found out that there was a West Ham and New York Giants podcast, like the most niche podcast ever. And another guy named Mike, and I was like, I'm hijacking this podcast. I'm hopping on this. I'd like to speak on this podcast. So I went on there, talked about West Ham's win against Fulham, how I am bought in on the Giants. We'll get into that on I guess our football segment, but we talked about that, and that was a lot of fun. So now, if you want to listen to my wishful thinking for the Giants and West Ham, go check it out. It's Claret and Big Blue. You can listen to that. It's now on the Pass the Great Podcast Network because I was like, hey, bring it over to the network. Let's get this. Let's sign this up for the net. Claret and Big Blue Podcast. Hit the subscribe button on that. I think it's on Spotify and YouTube right now. We're working on getting on iTunes and iHeartRadio, but I will keep you guys posted. It's me and Mike Fish, and he's cool. He's a cool dude. So, and he's also cool because he likes my 2 favorite teams now. So let's go with that. But that's podcasts. This is day 3 of the week, of the weekdays, and I've done 3 podcasts in 3 weekdays. So not to brag, but podcast back this week.
How's it going to feel? Because you're excited. It's all new energy. But when you started doing Pass the Gravy Bro, you started getting a little like.
That
tired.
was my first thought.
Pass the Gravy Bro, though, is 3 nights a week. So that kind of becomes a grind as opposed to like just recapping like during football season. It's like we can do 30 minutes on that. So that'd be cool.
Okay.
Would you say that you and Mike Fish got along swimmingly?
I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that. So yeah, podcasts are back. Another comeback kid, Joe Biden, as they say on Saturday Night, Joe Biden. And he is back because he is the new president-elect, according to most people, I would think. I think
Yep.
most people think he's the president-elect. There's a little bit of debate about that, but that brings us, I guess, to our next comeback kid, which is not giving up. Because Donald Trump has not it's not resigned. It's conceded. He has not conceded. And I think he was on the golf course when he found out he lost on Saturday. And now he's saying that it was fraud or whatever. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on, and some people refuse to say that Joe Biden was elected president. I'm just gonna say I think he is. I think he was.
I think so, too.
I mean, who am I? Who am I to speak?
Now,
What do I know? But just silly old me, the fool that I am. You guys see what I did there? The fool that I am. I'm just gonna think that he did get elected president.
what odds would you put that Trump's going to run again in 2024, though?
I don't know.
Like-
That would be crazy.
I'm thinking, like, minimum it's going to be minus 150, right? Like,
He's got to be a front runner right now,
yeah, like if he might decide just fuck it, I don't want to anymore.
which he probably should. That's what I would do.
Probably. Like, I just want to get a little bit of civility back in politics.
How can he run when he's in prison or when he'll be in prison?
He won't be in prison. though.
You're making a lot of assumptions.
Robert, rich people don't go to prison unless you're trying to buy your daughter into USC. That's the only time rich people go to prison.
The only time.
Rich people don't
Yeah,
go to
I guess
prison.
Apparently, it's a little funny though. Just he's like, it's honestly a little pathetic, kind of funny at the same time, even though it shouldn't be. You know, he's going out saying it's fraud, whatever. Some supporters are saying count the votes where he's behind. Other supporters are saying stop the vote where he's ahead. And then he's like getting supporters like threatening them, like you have failed America if you don't give to my legal defense fund. But then fine print, it turns out, oh, half of this money is going to that. Half of the money is going to like campaign debt that he has.
I don't know. As soon as they announced Joe, like who was the first one to call it? NBC, CBS, one of them. As soon as it was announced, I have checked out. I was like, I finally don't have to.
I was just ready for it. I was like, God damn it, quit taking so long to count, guys. Just count. I don't really care who wins at this point. I just don't want to talk about it anymore.
So here's
I don't want to hear people talk about it anymore.
Here's what I suggest.
As we talk about it.
Nevada, you're not part of the next election. You did such a bad job.
You gotta sit out.
you have to sit out the next one.
You know what? We're gonna delegate your vote, your electoral votes to a couple other states.
Utah.
We divvy them up.
Utah can have them.
We just split them up. How many do they have? 6?
Yeah.
What states touch them? Just give each of those one, and we'll just divvy it up that way.
Like at least in Georgia, the AG of voting, whoever the fuck it was, came out and said like, we're gonna keep voting, but it's Florida, Georgia this weekend, so we ain't counting on Saturday. I was like, okay, I can respect that. Nevada was just like, we're trying, guys. I mean, there's a lot of votes. It's hard. And Texas is like, that's not a lot of votes. We're done.
Yeah.
Like how Nevada, you've got like what, 2 million people in the whole state? That might be an overshot. It's basically Las Vegas and then the suburbs, and that's the entire state of Nevada. And then you get some like nuclear testing ranges. How can you not count votes?
Yeah, I have no idea. idea.
Bishop
I mean,
Gorman
there's rules,
High School.
but there's rules that are different in different states.
I think that's
But I don't know what they are, and it's like I'm that guy that's speaking out of turn if I try and act like I know what I'm talking about. But it's kind of like, hey man, I feel like is there probably some fraud in all of the elections? Yes, I definitely think so. But it's like, hey bro, I think you lost this one, Trump. I think you did. And I mean, you know, you can think whatever you want, but like people are really like just refusing to believe anything. I don't know. I think there's a lot of facts that are presented in your face that like you could probably go with, but everybody's going to believe what they want to believe. And that's what makes this country great, guys. That's what makes it great. And it sure did make SNL great this week. It sure did make SNL great. Dave Chappelle was awesome on it. I thought his monologue was pretty badass, and
Monologue was great.
the sketches were pretty badass as well on that one too. Another comeback kid. This is a sad one. Alex Trebek. He passed away in the over the weekend on Sunday, right? I think it was Sunday when he passed. Yeah, taking off the cap for old AT. But it's kind of crazy that he and Sean Connery passed away within like a week of each other, given that Jeopardy sketch. And I know I'm the 8 millionth person to make that.
God, it made me laugh so
parallel,
hard.
but still.
The first time I saw somebody posted just the screenshot of that sketch where he goes, "We meet again, Trebek." I was like, oh, I needed that, man. I'm just worried about who they're going to get to replace him. The only one I've seen was, I think it was George Stephanopoulos.
Ken Jennings, dude. Ken Jennings. Look,
Yes, it should be Ken Jennings. Ken Jennings or what's his name? James Holzhauer.
Steve Harvey could also fill in for anything. Ken Jennings has been like the king of Jeopardy, and it's like he won the tournament. Holzhauer's like he's a gambler, dude. You know, he's not a host.
He's probably not interested
in the host persona.
Well, I was thinking James maybe just because he's got a little bit more of that personality. He's a little bit funnier. You can do. Yeah, it should go to Ken. Which I think Ken is now an executive producer on the show, and they've got the three. I can never remember the third guy's name, but Ken, James, and the third guy are like all producing like another like semi Jeopardy show where people try and come on and challenge one of them each week.
Oh yeah, it's like Beat Bobby Flay.
Exactly, but with Jeopardy. Yeah, but yeah, it should be Ken Jennings. Like, don't go find somebody
or Steve Harvey,
random celebrity. No,
Steve Harvey, you could throw in any game show, and I'm cool with it.
No, because
Steve Harvey's great. He's electric.
I love Steve Harvey.
He's what the people like.
He's perfect for Family Feud. Jeopardy's a little bit different.
No, can you imagine like the faces Steve Harvey would make? It like when you like say a dumb answer.
That's not Jeopardy though. That's not Jeopardy though.
Right, but like I feel like you can't ever be like, are we gonna try and replicate what Alex Trebek did? Because nobody's gonna be able to do that. Or do we just go out there and you're like, you gotta have your own little thing about it. Like Alex Trebek's thing was that he's just gonna roast you sometimes if you weren't prepared with his like little like quick-witted comebacks to you or whatever. Like he would just roast the fuck out of you on national TV, and it's like, oh, dude.
You know what? Maybe it should have to be a Canadian again.
Justin Bieber.
I was gonna say the only Canadians I know are Justin Bieber, Ryan Reynolds, and William Shatner. Which Shatner would be hilarious.
Nah, he's not gonna do it.
But no, Shatner would never do it. Shatner would never do it. He enjoys just getting in Twitter fights all day. That's all he does.
It's gotta be Ken Jennings.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be Ken Jennings, or me. I'd like to host it as
well. Well, he said he wanted Betty White.
It'll happen.
He wanted Betty White to be his replacement. He had said that last year.
Tight.
I love Betty White.
What's Betty White up to? Like, what does she do? Just hang out?
Dude, she's just outliving everyone. That's what Betty White is up to these days.
Apparently. So yeah, Alex Trebek's back, but may he rest in peace. That's sad. That's sad that he passed away. Another comeback kid we got is
before we do this one, I want to go back really quick to giving up. I wanted to bring up Jeff Luno.
Not giving up. That's the message in today's podcast, everyone. Never give up. Even to a fault.
I just wanted to point out that I'm the one that kept saying, no, Jeff Luno is not coming back to the Astros. I went far as to say that he's not coming back to baseball. And I think it may be proven right.
Yeah, he's probably not going back to baseball after this, huh?
That was a bad look, but in a couple of years, there's going to be another bad franchise that they're like, dude, fuck it, we don't give a shit.
Alex Cora do it again in Boston, and then Boston will just get taken down. No, they won't take Boston down.
What if Hinch, like, if in like 2 or 3 years, Hinch is just looking at things like, this isn't how I remember it. GM, you're fired. Luno, get your ass in here.
I wouldn't. I could see that possibly being a thing, but I feel like when you sue a team, and he is suing Rob Manfred too, so like Manfred can kind of have some pull in who people hire. I would think.
Nope.
No, I think
that's interfering with the free market.
I think the lawsuit is only just against the Astros. Like I think MLB and Manfred.
They said that that Crane and Manfred collaborated into
no collusion. There was no collusion. I'm saying it now. There's no collusion.
There's no clue.
I mean, I've got no problem with what he's doing suing the Astros. Crane, stop being a pussy and stick up for your fucking players and team. Be like, we weren't the only ones. Rob knows it. The rest of baseball knows it. We're the scapegoats. Everyone go fuck themselves and just be the renegade owner.
Yeah.
Yeah, like start wearing like aviators and a leather jacket.
Buy a houseboat. Just go live on
Actually-
that and be like that guy.
I think the persona
Houseboat
that I
guy's
just
cool.
thought up in my head is like the fake Joe Biden one where he's just finger pistoling everyone. He's got the aviators that he knows he looks good in, that leather jacket, and he just thinks he's a rebel, but really he's just an old guy. That's kind of what I just thought of in my head, and I didn't realize it till after I said it out loud.
Do you guys
Sick.
remember much of the steroid era? Because I'm wondering, because cheating is widespread throughout the sport. It's kind of like a, unspoken secret, but everyone knows it. If that all came out, how would that affect baseball? Because I don't really remember the steroid era or like know much about that.
It wouldn't affect baseball. Because
I mean,
then it would be,
steroid
everyone
era,
was on a
it-
even playing
It
grounds.
tarnished the big name guys that it was pretty obvious did steroids, but like
Here's how it
Jeff
affected
Bagwell
baseball.
did steroids, and I feel like he wasn't tarnished, was he?
Yeah, like I mean, Bagwell obviously did it. There was other dudes that weren't so obvious, but
But he
100%
wasn't
did
Sosa
it.
or McGuire or Bonds or Rodriguez.
All
or
it did was keep the big
Canseco
names
or
out
all
of the Hall
other
of Fame.
guys.
It
Yeah,
kept the big
or
names out of the Hall of Fame.
Clemens.
That's it. Pettit
But it
will
was
probably
just
be
like,
kept
yeah,
out
it
because of
didn't-
it.
It made him start doing testing. It put like protocols in place and stuff like that. But I feel like, what are you gonna do to like put? Like, are you just gonna have scouts that are like putting protocols in place to like prevent that stuff going on in the future, or what? Like, they could do that. I just don't know what they would do or how they would do it. I don't know.
It's just-
That's the like I like baseball, but that's the one thing about baseball. It's fucking sign stealing, man. I know that you try and like steal signs in football too, but like it's just like if they can do it, just fucking let them do it, man. If they can find a way to get an edge, that's what people do. That's the whole point of sports. Is if you can get an edge on anybody. That's what Lance Armstrong said is how he got into blood doping in the beginning. Where he was like, I mean, I didn't want to cheat, but then you just realized you couldn't keep up with these people, and it's like, well, everybody's doing it. Like in the
Exactly.
the 90s and early 2000s, like everyone that was good was doing steroids. pretty
Manfred
much.
was fine with all the home runs being hit. When people were just like, is it juice balls? And he could just be like, no, it's not juice balls. I don't know why, though. Players
Definitely
are just better.
not juice
Launch
balls.
angles, right, guys? Oh, what? People are cheating? I didn't know. Don't
Launch
tarnish-
angles is awesome because it's like they figured out science.
think,
Like, science
oh,
has been around, dude.
people are throwing harder, and if you just swing up at the ball, it'll go a far way. Wow.
No.
But Manfred just doesn't want a huge scandal, a league-wide scandal on his name as commissioner.
You know what he is?
And you're like,
He's a
dude,
fool is what he is.
he is a fool.
He's a fool.
I pity him.
I want to throw
We
red
pity-
paint
we
on him
pity the-
when he's not even wearing fur.
Yeah, baseball likes to act like it's really like high class above
I
everyone
fucking
else,
hate that
but
about.
So annoying.
It's like baseball writers. They just love to smell
Mhm.
their own fucking farts. Where it's like, you know what? We're not letting anybody into the Hall of Fame this year. As I
This-
sip my coffee with my pinky, I'd be like, go fuck yourself.
It's a pure game. Well, except for the Black Sox and steroids
and the
and-
hookers we got called to our room and
and-
stuff.
and the cocaine and drugs of the 60s and 70s and 80s.
Okay, so maybe it's not.
yeah. So,
you know, it's still
it's-
clean.
The game is clean except for every decade having a scandal. Other than that, it's clean.
So what's your problem, buddy? We're trying to send a
Like-
message.
Be like, okay, at least players aren't dying like in the NFL. Like, just that should be their slogan. At least no one dies except Ricky Skaggs, and that guy's going to jail for killing him,
But see,
giving him illegal drugs.
baseball probably won't get CTE.
Yeah.
Make that your marketing campaign. Go with that.
Hey, we give kids from all over the world chances to improve their lives and get out of bad situations in bad countries. But sometimes they cheat. And that's a no-no. That's a no-no. Like, fuck, you guys can't even test all the minor leaguers. You try, and you bust some of them, and they're like, all right, well, I could lose 50 games, but I could also potentially make $20 million in the pros.
I could
Yep,
make it to the
gonna keep
majors,
doing it.
or Yeah, what do they do? Take away my like $15 an hour salary, or whatever the fuck they make down there.
All right, fuck it. I'll go
I
back
know
to
that
Venezuela.
they just don't make a lot, and I'm not knocking minor leaguers. I'm just like, that's a fucking shitty pay scale that they're on if you're just trying to make it.
And I love how MLB's answer to it was, well,
Get rid of a lot of minor league
we're just going to get
teams.
rid of 90% of the teams. Are you going to pay the other players better?
No. I mean, we're hurting
Slightly
too.
better.
We're hurting too, though. We're baseball. You're Major League Baseball.
Hey,
Aren't ya?
Kamish, what do you make? $20 million a year? How about you take 1 year off? Pay the minor leaguers.
Hey, I got this house. I got this other house. I got a vacation house.
I'm paying for 14 apartments for the girls I have in different cities so that my wife won't find out. I can't afford to take my 20 mil off a year.
That's gonna be a hard pass, buddy.
So in summation, fuck Rob Manfred.
Yep, and that was not giving up. Motto of today's show, kids.
I will never give up on hating Rob Manfred.
Never give up.
Never surrender.
ever. You know what? I've adopted that motto this week as well. I'm never giving up, unless we lose to the Eagles this week. But our other comeback kid, the King, has returned, guys. The King has returned. Lil Nas X, guys, has an album dropping on Friday. It's gonna be a holiday album. It's got a single named called Holiday. It sounded pretty dope from the clip that I heard of it, and I am really looking forward to it. He always has awesome videos come out, and that'll give us another cover song to play after the podcast, besides just multiple versions of Old Town Road.
I was gonna say I doubt it's gonna happen, but I want a Christmas version of Old Town Road. Like, come on!
Sure he'll do something like that. I could totally see that.
I don't know. I feel like he's done with the Old Town Road remixes.
You gotta give the people what they want.
You do.
know?
Like,
Leonard Skinner played
Stick-
Freebird.
stick with the horse that got you there. It's
No
like
matter which
it's
road.
like it's like pulling Blake Snell in the fifth.
Yeah,
You don't wanna do it.
Just don't.
Yeah.
But he looks like he turns into Santa. It was the intro was like Old Town Road themed, but then Santa falls out of a saloon and he's dead. And then you had the classic Santa Claus situation where it's like, oh, you found me, you are now Santa. And it's like, oh, shit. Lil Nas X is Santa Claus. I'm about that. So that's pretty cool, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what Lil Nas X is gonna do. I hope Lil Nas X is now the permanent Santa. That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd
Ooh,
be a cool
or
thing.
actually, that Santa's back too, because not only is Little Nas X vying for the throne, we got John Travolta back as Santa in some commercials.
Is he?
Have you not seen it?
I have
With
not.
Samuel L. Jackson. It's a Capital One commercial. Santa's sitting there on his computer, and Samuel L. Jackson video chats him. They're going back and forth, and Samuel L. Jackson tells him about whatever deal Capital One is doing now. And he goes, "Is that enough to get me off the naughty list?" And Santa asks him, "Are you done with the naughty words?" And he goes, "Yes," while shaking his head no.
It's a Jedi mind trick. Fucking Mace
Yeah,
Windu
it's
taught him
good.
that.
It's a good commercial. You gotta look it up. So yeah, Santa's back too.
I mean, if you had to pick a Santa, John Travolta's not my Santa. It's Lil Nas X out of those two.
I mean, Travolta
The
looks
king.
pretty fucking good as Santa.
One is our king. One is our king, though.
Actually, if I'm gonna choose one, I'm gonna choose Mel Gibson because I'm still super
No,
jacked
I
up.
gave
for
you
this
the
movie
choice
where-
between John Travolta and Lil Nas X. And we're going Lil Nas
I'm
X
going
because
off-
he is our
I'm going
king, and
off
we
the board.
stand our king. We stand our
Mel
king
Gibson
on this pipe.
is Santa Claus that
there's no
murders
other
people.
answer. The only answer acceptable is Lil Nas X. If you say anything wrong, we're just going to tell it. Robert, go and edit it out. Put that robot voice where it's like Little Nas X. Like do that, like what they did The Simpsons when they wouldn't want to give away
Don't
the
do it.
Super Bowl score, or they didn't know the score to the
Don't do
Super
it.
Bowl when they recorded it. Do it, Robert. Do it. Don't listen, to Pat.
Don't do it. If you
Don't
do
listen to
that,
Pat.
I'm
You
gonna
won't do
make sure
anything.
my mission is to keep Alex as off topic as possible for the next 5
No.
podcasts. So you're gonna
No.
sit here forever.
No, he won't do it. He won't do it, Robert. Just don't let him.
I'll probably do that anyway by accident.
Speaking of Capital One, though, as I get off topic, I was watching today. I understood they had Jennifer Garner and stuff, and I get that it's a pandemic, so people are trying to find different ways of revenue. But it was there was a Taylor Swift Capital One card show or commercial, and I was just like, what is Taylor Swift doing? Some bank is yo, you want to team up with a bank? And she's like,
brand
I
brand
guess. No, I mean
recognition, man.
it's just weird. When there was some country band. I think it was called like Flow Cash or Low Cash or something like that, and they were like sponsored by Jersey Mike's, where it was like a Jersey Mike's commercial promoting that band the whole time. And it's like, how did that come to be? Like, did your uncle own Jersey Mike's and then you started a band and then like he was like, hey, we'll promote you? Or it's weird when like you have just those like if Volkswagen just teamed up with like fucking insert and like random band, like Madonna. If Volkswagen and Madonna did a thing, I'd be like, why?
You know what would be a good team up is Tesla
Although if
and
any of those places want to sponsor us, we're cool with it.
Tesla and Tony La Russa. Because they'll be like, the car drives itself, so you can stop getting DUIs.
Southern Star should also sponsor Tony La Russa.
No, he doesn't need to be sponsored by alcohol.
But Southern Star doesn't condone what he did, but like, you know, like they condone getting you to that level, but we wanted to get a safe ride home.
Uber.
I think what he means is like, you know, there's an AA sponsor. Southern Star can be that sponsor for Tony La Russa.
Because you drink responsibly, kids.
We could get them a bunch of ones. It could be like them and Uber and USAA, just because that's funny.
USAA.
And the AARP.
USAAARP.
AA batteries.
Oh!
USAA. AARP.
And sleep number, because his first DUI, he just fell asleep in his car.
Yeah, he did. He did just fall asleep in his car.
Did you hear the story of this newest one? Like
He tried to deflect his ring.
Yeah, he was like, you see that ring? I'm a baseball guy. I'm a legend. You're just trying to embarrass me. Just
he said Hall of Fame baseball guy, which 100% sounds like you're making it up.
He was so drunk he couldn't remember baseball terms, and it's been his
Baseball
job
guy.
for 60 years.
That's one of those things, though, where it's like, I can see how in your drunk mind that's like a good idea. You're like, nah, this probably work. Like, people like baseball. Baseball, give me it's fine. But then, like, when you're sober up, you're like, that was a dumb idea. I should definitely have not done that.
Also, I mean, you're in Scottsdale, Arizona. They don't really give a shit. Like, maybe if you had said, I work for the Cardinals, they'd be like, eh.
Scottsdale, Arizona, also, like, isn't that where they do all those hot air balloons? Like, I can just take a hot air balloon. You get a DUI in one of those? A BUI, ballooning under the influence?
It's probably way more expensive than even a boating under the influence. Those are crazy expensive.
Boating under the influence is a bad one, but I don't think you can get ballooning under the influence.
I'm sure you can. Reckless endangerment, something like that.
I feel like you can do a lot less damage though with a balloon than you can.
Oh, I don't know, man. You land that thing on somebody's roof going full speed because you don't know how to control it.
It's a basket. You're in a basket. And a balloon filled with helium.
I mean, that could start a fire.
I guess that could set fire.
On like multiple houses. And I don't know if you know this about Arizona. It's pretty dry. So that could be a big problem.
And there's a lot of snakes. And then.
Oh, yeah. Just another reason I'm never going to Arizona.
Diamondbacks. You gotta watch out for them because they'll get you.
Fuck that state. I'm never going there.
I don't think I've ever been to Arizona.
I don't like snakes.
I don't like snakes either. I don't buy them.
No.
I don't buy into them. But yeah, somehow that was how we
You
got
do.
to that.
You liar. You do buy into snakes. You gave money to Snake City.
Not anymore. I don't buy into Snake City anymore. I got burned enough. All right, dude. I don't want to bring it up. It's a sensitive subject. Okay? Pat McClellan just fucking drained me of a ton of money.
Snake oil salesman.
It was really a snake. It was not a snake. It was a snake skin salesman. Really what he was. An actual snake salesman. It was a terrible idea. And I was like, well, hey, we're going to fix up the city, right? He's like, yeah, we just bought more snakes. And I was like, wait, no, that doesn't. His idea, his solution to everything was to buy more snakes. At
So
that
many
point,
people have
they just
no idea what we're
multiply,
talking
and
about.
It's a fucking problem. Okay, Pat? And if you're listening to this, then fuck, man. Fuck, I hate Snake City. Fuck you, Pat, for bringing it up. Okay? Let's move on to our next comeback kid, which is knives. And that'll be because I am going to be at the Texas Custom Knife Show coming up here on Saturday at Southern Star. Pat, are you going to be working on Saturday?
No.
Ooh, you want?
I just found out that apparently starting this week, I no longer have to go sit there doing nothing on Saturday mornings. So I might come join you, buddy.
I think you should.
As long as I can get a guarantee that Notre Dame will be on television. Or I can get a Wi-Fi password so I can watch it on my iPad.
I'm pretty sure our boy Keith can hook you up with that.
This is a big game against Pittsburgh. It's a classic trap game. But I can, like I said, as long as I can get a Wi-Fi password, I can watch it on my iPad. So I think it'll be okay.
You should.
What time are you getting up there?
I'm gonna get up there around 1. I think the competition starts about 1, I think the competition starts about 1. And then the judging is at 2, I want to say. And I'm gonna get up there about 1. I'm gonna try and play some soccer. West Ham has off this week, so I'm just gonna play soccer, come back up, shower, probably be up there maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock, and we should be good. But just
all right.
We are expecting one Jacob Sewell of Brave Hawk Forge. He's going to be joining me. We're doing this via Zoom, and I know he's at work, so I'm trying to navigate with him right now. I sent him a Zoom invite. We're waiting for him to accept it. That's why we're kind of stalling for time. But while we're stalling for time, why don't I just read you guys an ad? Why don't I read an ad, huh? We can do that. Alamo Remedy CBD. There's some good stuff because Pat's got some right now. I used mine. I had some, I fell asleep on the couch a couple times last week. Had a little tightness in the neck and the shoulder area. Rubbed some.
We're too old to do that, man. You gotta.
Good.
You gotta
we are. We are way too old to be doing that, man. But rubbed some of the cucumber melon cream right there on my back and on my neck. Felt great the next day when I woke up. They got CBD gummies, lotion, tincture oil, and CBD capsules. All of them have 10 milligrams of hemp-derived CBD, and they're all priced at just $17.99. The only thing that isn't $17.99 on the website, alamoremedy.com, is the hemp flower, and that's like $19.99. It's awesome, and you're going to love that. alamoremedy.com. Be sure to use our promo code PTG at checkout for 10% off of your order. alamoremedy.com. Promo code PTG at checkout for 10% off of your order. It's Alamo Remedy, the official CBD sponsor of Pass the Gravy podcast. Here we go. It looks like we got Jake coming on, joining the podcast. So let's see if we can connect here. He's connecting to audio, guys. What's up, Jake?
What's going on?
Hey, good to have you on, man. We were just talking about the knife show and how irresponsible it is probably that you're letting me be the judge again, but it went okay the first time.
Yeah, man. I mean, we take all the safety precautions we can.
and I got this sweet tomahawk out of it. Check this out. Jake made this for me. It's badass.
Yeah,
You're watching the video version of the podcast. It's got a little hammer on the back of it, and then I can just I don't have to buy a gun because I'll just chop up anybody to bits if they try and break into my apartment, man.
And when you get real good at throwing it, man, you can get them from a distance.
Yeah, you have gone a whole year without hurting yourself with that, so I guess that does say something for you.
See, it's because I was the judge at the Texas Custom Knife Show, and people like Jake and everyone else that was on Forged and Fire showed me safety with knives. And you're gonna be able to see all of this stuff in action. Forged and Fire. It's on History Channel, correct?
Correct.
History Channel. Jake was on the show before. He had his fucking sick ass sword that we all took a picture with last time we were up at the brewery. That's badass. And tell us about the Texas Custom Knife Show. It's gonna go down at Southern Star this weekend.
Yeah, so this weekend, November 14th on this Saturday, we're doing the 3rd annual Texas Custom Knife Show. It starts at noon. You can buy tickets online. You can find our Facebook page at Texas Custom Knife Show 2020. There's an event page there where you can buy your tickets. We've got a lot planned for this year's event. Obviously we're doing the blade smithing competition again, where Alex is going to be one of our judges. He's going to test some knives with some other guys. You're going to be able to watch them make a railroad spike knife. I think I have 8 competitors this year compared to 6 last year. So nice. That'll be fun. A little bit more work for you, but it'll be fun. We also are doing our first annual blade chop competition, which I posted a video to our Texas Custom Knife Show page. I don't know if you got a chance to check that out, but it's essentially like blade sports, which I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say on here because I'm sure it's trademarked. So sorry, but
verbal trademark. We got that. Don't worry.
Okay,
they're all our lawyers that listen to us. So it's like lawyer, client, like whatever
Perfect.
It is. Confidentiality.
So anyways, it's a chop competition, essentially where people bring in blades that they've already made or have purchased from a maker, and they're going to go through and they're going to chop 2x4s. and water bottles, ping pong balls, tennis balls, and then a 1-inch hanging rope slice. And it's a competition, tournament style, kind of like the fresh out of bed head to head,
Yeah, man.
So it's going to be, fight until you die. Last person standing is going to take first place. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But we also have one of our vendors this year is Arma. They teach sword fighting. So you can go out there and you can learn how to sword fight like old school style. Granted, I watched these guys at another event. I did check their swords before. I was like, yeah, y'all can come. They're not sharp swords. You're not going to be chopping off any limbs, but they would hurt it with some real damage. We're talking like.
You should have seen Pat's eyes, though. If everybody that's listening, you could have seen Pat's eyes when he said they.
Oh yeah.
You got a sword fight. Pat's like, what?
Yeah, it'll be fun.
That got
man.
his attention.
You just gotta do it before you get too drunk.
Right. Yeah, that's my whole thing. Like, I don't get too drunk because I got judged, and I had to like chop up apples last time.
Yeah, but you'll be done judging by like 4:00. So from like 4
I'll
on,
be good to go. I'll be good to go.
get drunk,
You just got to be the least drunk of your buddies while doing it.
Yeah.
Exactly. But as a judge and with my judge hat on, I gotta behave myself because I don't want to make a mockery of the judges. And then there's we've seen some things this last week where people start questioning results. If I seem sus, so I don't want to seem suspect. I want everybody to be like, no, that guy's legit. We trust these results. We don't have to go to other sources or recount whatever happened.
So we also last year our charity beneficiary was Casualties of War, but this year we kind of stepped it up a little bit and we went with the Lone Survivor Foundation.
Nice.
So they're going to have their people out there, representing and helping us out. And then we're going to try and raise as much money as we can in the live auction. Last year we were able to raise about $7,200 for Casualties of War. I'm really hoping that we can break 10,000 this year, and we have the donations to do it. I have all my Forge and Fire guys have a donation knife in. So that's going to be a pretty awesome event, and I'm going to have to auctioneer that like I did last year, and I did all right. But
dude, you did pretty good. Like this guy, that was your first time auctioneering anything, wasn't it? Yeah, dude, he crushed it. Like that's a skill. Like people train for that forever, and you just tried it the first time you did it, you nailed it.
You drink a couple beers all day, and I'm one of those people that just kind of say, I don't know if I can cuss on here, but F it, and
we can definitely fucking cuss.
Okay, perfect. I pretty much just say fuck it, and if they can do it, I can do it, and especially if I have a couple beers in my hand. So
plus, if you have a few more, a few more beers, you'll just mumble through the words, and it'll sound like you're doing the auction.
Exactly. I think that's what happened, is because by that point I was a little tipsy, not bad, but there's an awesome picture of me holding a beer up in my hand with a mic to my,
yeah.
I guess cheers in the crowd. It's like my favorite photo from last year. I'm just holding the Southern Star up real high, and it was pretty badass.
There you go.
I have a question. I have a couple of weapons around me. Just really, I have this and then a really shitty sword that is definitely not, like, you would not approve of the sword because it's like plastic, I'm pretty sure. But I can just carry my my tomahawk and my T-Hawk. I can just walk around with it up there, right?
Yeah.
Like,
so you
just
can
put it in my belt loop.
In the state of Texas, you can carry a full sword in public, open carry. I could walk around with my Nagamaki sword.
Dude, that's the Forge and Fire one, right?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, that's the sword we all took the picture with. That's a badass sword, dude.
Yeah, that'll be out there. I'm gonna bring that to this show, and then I also have this really pimp thing. It's called the cane sword. Which, one second, babe.
Yes. Yeah.
I think I know what this is.
The cane sword. I'm here for it.
Well, I'll be right back. Hold on.
Okay, dude. So like, dude, this was such a fun event. Like, I knew nothing about knives, and I went out there, and these guys, like, they teach you about it. Like, you don't have to be an expert in it. You don't have, like, I watched some of the shows that he had been on. I watched Jake's show just to like get a feel for it, and like they turned a fucking railroad spike into a knife, and it was one of the coolest things ever. Just watching these guys do all that stuff. See a full body.
Let me try and turn the computer here. So, just imagine you're an old guy or even like a real pimp guy, and you're just walking around and somebody starts to fuck with you, and you're just like, what'd you say to me?
What? That's so badass.
That's exactly what I was picturing.
Yeah, he pulled for those of you listening, he pulled the cane out. He pulled the sword out of the cane. It's badass. It's a cane.
It's
with
a
a 22-inch
Damascus blade with a aluminum casting of a skull.
That's badass.
To me, looks like a melted Terminator.
It does. You got to get the red eyes on the inside. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I thought about doing that, but I was trying to keep it authentic.
Oh, there you go.
Obviously.
Yeah, you start adding rubies and shit to it, then it becomes a pimp cane, and that sends a whole different message.
Oh, it's a pimp cane for
It
sure.
is a pimp cane
So
for sure.
you know, you carry it around and it's super concealed and it's pretty badass.
So the
I'll have
Texas
that out
Custom
there,
Knife
too.
Show, noon. It's going down to noon. I think I saw the competition
Noon.
starts at 1.
Yes, so the Bladesmith competition starts at 1, and then the chop competition is going to start to 2, and they're going to go right next to each other. So, you know, we'll be able to get everything into one day.
It'll be a lot of fun, man. Last year, like I was just saying, when you were getting the cane sword, it was like I was so like green to the whole thing. I had no idea what I was doing. As he's opening up, is that a Southern Brunch you got there?
Yeah, man, Southern brunching it up, bro.
Southern Star forever, man.
Yeah, man.
Dude, Southern Star
it's-
Brewing Company, 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. It's gonna be awesome, man. And I promise, like, it's like beer, the best beer in the world, knives, weaponry. Like, what don't you want out of
We're gonna
everything
have
we
we're
just
gonna have
said? Right?
live bands playing all day. You know, there's gonna be music, food. We got food vendors out there. It's not just an event for adults. You can bring your kids out. They can get. We're gonna have t-shirts for sale with all the guys that are on Forged in Fire with their names on the back, so you can get the signatures.
Oh, nice.
You know, and take pictures with everybody. It's gonna be a lot of fun all around. Pat, are you gonna come out?
Yeah, I finally don't have to work Saturdays anymore. This will be the first Saturday I have off, and since all
Would
this
you-
shit began. So
Would you be interested in being an officiant in the chop competition?
Yes.
Do it.
yes,
So all I'm really gonna have you do is hold the stopwatch and count how many strikes it takes for them to like chop stuff up.
I'm in.
So it'll be real simple. You know,
I'm in.
you can do it with a couple beers and you'll be all right. I'll give you.
I
clip
planned
later
on
and
it.
everything. Yeah. So I needed some solid people to help me out with that because I'm gonna be trying to run both competitions at the same time. So I'm gonna need some help.
He
I
acts
got
like
you.
we're helping him out, but he's like, "Do you guys want to just watch weapons and like hang out and have beer?" I'm like,
Yeah.
absolutely, I
And
want to
then,
do
and then
all
get to
of that.
test them and then just get to like cut some shit up. You want to, cut some sandbags and apples and water bottles and shit.
I did whiff on the apple the first time
Always.
last year. I did do that. That was embarrassing. That was
We're
embarrassing.
trying to get some mini pumpkins, but with Halloween being over, it's kind of hard to find that.
Just get those
You know, you
rotted
it's
ones.
like- yeah, it's like it goes from Halloween to Christmas. There's no Thanksgiving in the middle.
Yeah, right. We are,
Thanksgiving's the only one I care about anymore, man. It's the
Man.
best holiday.
What other holiday can you be a glutton and nobody gives a shit?
You just
Yeah.
drink and eat and watch football all day. It's the best.
Yeah.
it's the only. It's like we said last week.
Amazon.
It's the only one that has football that has to be included in it. Like football is not required for any other holiday.
Yeah.
So there we
Yep.
go. The
So-
Texas Custom Knife Show going down this Saturday. Southern Star Brewing Company up in Conroe, 3525 North Fraser Street. Jake's gonna be up there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it, man. And
Yeah, man.
it's like this has been like I've only done a few like events since like the whole pandemic thing happened. So this will be good to kind of like
and
get back to
by
a
the
little bit
way,
of normalcy.
Speaking of pandemic, it is an outdoor event, so there'll be plenty of chances for social distancing. If you're really uncomfortable, please wear your mask. I'm not going to be wearing a mask. I'm going to be talking on a microphone all day, and I'll keep my distance from people. But yeah, for all
Southern
the
Star does a
viewers-
great job about social distancing. We've gone up there once already this during the
Yeah,
pandemic
I
and
mean,
everything.
it's a
they'll
huge
take care of
field.
everything.
There'll be plenty of it's safe. It's safe as you can get going to the grocery store. So
And nobody's gonna fuck with you either because everybody's got knives.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like it's probably some people say it's like the safest place you could be that
Yeah.
Saturday.
And I got all my tomahawks, and I'm good up to 40 yards. So don't try and steal
Dude.
anything, because I'll get you
Dude.
running out the gate.
Can we throw the tomahawks on Saturday?
Yeah, so I'll
Oh,
have my
fuck
tomahawk
yeah.
throwing
Good.
booth up there. If you want to bring yours, I'll let you get in there
Yeah.
and throw yours a little bit.
Might chop down a tree. I don't know. They got a lot of trees around there.
Yeah, they do. They might let you chop down a little sapling or something.
I'm already trying to entice people with the tomahawk booth. I've got about 5 different people I've been texting since this all began. Like, guys,
Yeah.
knives. Beer.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Let's do
jacked
this.
about it. We'll try and bring the whole Gravy Gang come down, and we're looking forward to it, man. Thanks for coming on the pod, Jake.
Yeah, man.
Sewell,
Thanks for having me.
Bravehawk Forge. If you want to go to bravehawkforge.com.
Yeah, so you can find me personally, not only Texas Custom Knife Show, but you can find me at bravehawkforge.com, at bravehawkforge on Facebook and Instagram. And I also have a YouTube channel I just started really kind of ramping up my YouTube game, and the first 250 subscribers are going to be entered to win one of my Damascus knives. So if you find me on YouTube at Bravehawk Forge, and subscribe, you could be entered to win. So however long it takes, I think I'm only at like 50 people right now. So, we got a lot of chance and a lot of time. So
Bam, done.
Looking forward
done.
to it, man.
I like it.
Looking
I actually
forward
put
to
some
it.
pretty cool videos up there. I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm definitely no video editor. But I made a cool intro and a cool exit of me and the wife working in the forge, because I do all this with my wife. She helps me out all the time, which is great. And so I'm trying to put up a video every 2 weeks, or at least every 2 weeks, if not every week. So
Robert
cool
knows all about
content.
that editing process of it. It takes a while. It
It
a while.
does, man. And you get so much data, and I'm like, oh man, I have probably 3 or 4 hours worth of videos that I need to go through and edit right now just to do it. But with the show coming up, I'm trying
Right.
to juggle too many things at one time. And
Well-
I do have a full 9-to-5 job, so.
Yeah, you got a bunch on your plate right now, man. But
Yeah.
dude, we're looking forward to this. Hopefully, the whole Gravy Gang will show up. I can't wait to judge again. I won't.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna make a guarantee I won't miss the apple this time. Okay.
Hey, man.
I'm gonna be
You got plenty of chances to hit
100%
it.
on a clean cut right through that bad boy. But Texas Custom Knife Show this Saturday at Southern Star Brewing Company. You have Jake and everybody else out there. I can't wait, dude. Thanks for coming on the podcast, man.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me.
Take care,
Have a good
buddy.
one.
Thanks,
Yeah.
dude.
See y'all Saturday.
See you, man. All right, guys, let's get into the Comeback Kid segment we got coming up right now. I don't have any ads. I already did Alamo Remedy, so we'll just hop into that. It's What Would Jesus Do? I gave you guys a little bit of a warning saying, hey, I haven't gotten a lot of submissions. Hashtag PTG WWJD to at Pass the Great Pod. Throw Jesus in a situation in today's time, and we will find out what he would do in those. We always had those WWJD bracelets and never told you what he would do. So we will answer those questions for you. And if you got a question about what Jesus would do in a certain situation, hashtag PTGWWJD to at Pass the Great Pod. This is our intro from our good buddy Jingle Blake Wonder.
Jesus, Jesus, what would Jesus do? Jesus, Jesus, what would Jesus do? Put him in a situation in a matter of time. If you wrote this jingle, do you think he'd make it rhyme? So think about this crazy world in which we live today, and how would Jesus handle it in any given way?
This week's What Would Jesus Do comes to us from our good buddy, Josh Tree Cottle at Joshua Tree 713. Josh says, what if Jesus didn't want to be a carpenter? With all of the things that he could be nowadays, what do you think he'd want to do? So
Think he'd
in
still be a
2020, is he gonna
carpenter?
be a carpenter?
He would just be pumped that he has air conditioning to work in now.
I think he was born to be a carpenter,
Like, he's not going
And
to be a
the savior
social
of
media.
man.
Like, I feel like a lot of people he'll be a social media influencer because he can reach a lot of people. That's a very vain job, and it's not something Jesus would do.
It's not at all. JC's not about that.
Ooh, you know what he might do? He might build custom knives.
He could. Although I don't think he's really towards violence. Does he
No,
have a
it's not
hardware
vi- they're-
store?
they're-
What if he's got
tools.
he might own a hardware store.
Ooh, he might own a Binford Tools.
Benford Tools, a Bearings, an Ace Hardware.
Oh,
Because he's not a Home Depot or a Lowe's guy, that's for sure. Maybe an Ace guy. I think he could be an Ace guy.
yeah, a little bit smaller, more neighborhood, more one-on-one attention.
What do you think, Robert? Like,
Maybe carpenter, but just like he would build like custom furniture.
I don't know. I'm thinking. I know you said maybe social media influencer. Like, getting a lot of people to follow him, spread the word.
It's a very vain job, though. It doesn't seem like Jesus.
But it's the best way for him to spread the word, get the message across.
Ooh, maybe he'd have a fishing show, like the Outdoor Network, where he just fishes and teaches life lessons.
And he teaches you you teach a man to fish.
And every
Feed
competition
him
he goes
forever, or
to,
whatever it is.
yeah, and every competition he goes to, he catches one, and people show back up. He's like, "I caught 20," and he's like, "I caught 60."
I fed 5,000. That's what I can
Maybe-
do.
Maybe he opens up a vineyard.
He could, you know what?
A vineyard,
Or no,
right?
because he doesn't. He just has like a pool. And he just turns it into wine.
Yeah, hold on. But if he could turn water into wine, imagine what he could turn wine into. Really good wine.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he would.
dude.
Oh no, he would turn wine into like bourbon. He'd be like, "Oh, see this grape? Boom,
Can
that's
you
a
do
bourbon.
that?
That's a bourbon grape now.
I
He's
mean, yes, you're
Jesus. He can do whatever he
yeah,
wants."
you know what? I felt stupid saying it, okay?
So he'd have a vineyard on the water. So after a long day of vineyarding, he could go film his fishing show, or maybe fishing show in the morning when the fish are biting, and then go do his vinting,
Vinting.
whatever it is.
Vinning. His vinning.
Yeah. So I think he would, he'd own a couple acres with the vineyard, but he would also have a fishing show to talk to the people.
I feel like Jesus could also have been an engineer. That would have been a good one. We could have said.
Ooh, a
Seems like a
civil
modern
engineer.
day carpenter.
Civil engineer, so he could build like playgrounds and like septic tanks to like help people.
I said modern day carpenter just because I know somebody listening is like, no, dumbass. A modern day carpenter is a carpenter. It's just like it's like a newer version of a carpenter, right? I'm not knocking carpentry. Like, it's badass and you can build stuff, but like building buildings was like a huge thing.
Ooh.
They didn't really have buildings back then, did they?
Maybe
I don't
he'd
think.
be a baseball player, and then people would
He played
accuse
for
him
the
of
Angels. We
cheating.
know that.
The Beckett's he's cheating because he's stealing signs. He's got an earpiece in from God, and God's telling him what's coming.
Somebody would 1,000% have that take.
Yeah.
Like that's a like that. You just did a Colin Cowherd segment for him.
Or
I'll tell you what. Do I trust this Jesus guy on the Angels? Do I trust him? Do I like him? I think he's a great player. Do I trust him? No. Why? Because he's got an earpiece from God coming in every single time he's to play. Do you think he doesn't know what pitch is coming? Do you think he doesn't know what pitch is coming? He knows every single pitch that is coming. Do I trust a guy like that? No.
is that your Ben Shapiro impression?
No, that would be my Colin Cowherd. You know where he gets into like that weird like he like takes pauses and you're like he's trying to make a point and you're like your point is just trash, Colin. Shut up. But
What
just
if he
pauses
opened-
to make it, like important?
What if he opened a mega church across the street from the summit, and he held his sermon every day, like 20 minutes after Joel Osteen
He buys
finished?
the Astrodome and he turns
Hold
that
on.
into a mega church.
Hold on, let me finish. So Joel Osteen does his preaching, and then everyone goes across the street. 20 minutes later, Jesus is, and he just every sermon is the exact same thing. It's just one line from My Cousin Vinny, where he stands up and goes, "Everything that guy said is total bullshit," and then he just sits down. That's Jesus's new job. Just getting everyone off of Joel Osteen and other mega churches. Or what's that
No,
crazy
if you
laughing guy that's a meme right now? That guy, fuck that guy.
If
He's a
you
piece of
wanna one up Joel Osteen, which kind of begs the question, how has nobody done this yet? Like, why not just buy the Astrodome? Like, that's the sickest church flex you could ever have. Oh, you bought where the Rockets used to play? We bought the fucking like eighth wonder of the world, whatever it is. Like, we bought that. And
That
you can
would
come
be.
praise Jesus where baseball was like made
Damn.
fancy,
How has no one done this yet?
right?
Like that's the
Right?
perfect mega church.
Somebody should do it. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Don't give me the, well, the Astrodome. We voted to
and-
tear it down. It should be torn down. Just someone fucking turn it into a church. Why not?
And it's all broken down, so like it's not flashy. So I think Jesus would like that. All the seats have been taken out, so you're gonna get new seats in. But I'm pretty sure Jesus, he's a carpenter. He'll build them himself.
Yeah.
That's what Jesus would do. He would turn the Astrodome.
Astroderm?
That's
Astrodermatology.
he would
That's
add he would add some just like
dermatologist name.
some H sound slang into it. He would change it to the Astroderm.
The Astroderm.
H time the Astroderm, and it would be a mega church where he would just call out the bullshit of other mega churches. I mean, that's probably what he would do. And honestly, in nowadays times, he would have to be a preacher, like full time, just to dispel all the other people that are wrong. If we're going to look at this logically, there's so much more misinformation going on nowadays, and it's coming from so many different areas, from so many different ways, and spread so quickly on social media. He would have to be a preacher.
What if Jesus was just like Gary Vee, but like Jesus?
Just super motivational and
Jesus C. I didn't think I was gonna get any laughs. I'm glad that
Oh.
got to Pat. I'm glad that worked.
I don't know how I wasn't ready for that.
But what do we
Yeah,
have him as beforehand? What was our original answer?
It went from carpenter to
Hardware
fisherman
store. Fisherman,
then vintner vintner. That's it. / fisherman.
vineyard runner / engineer. Right?
I'm gonna go with the Astrodome one. He's gonna turn that into a church and just
Astroderm.
tell the truth. The Astrodome.
Okay, so there we go. There's 18 possible answers, Josh, for what Jesus would do as a career now.
Pick your favorite.
Just it's a choose your own adventure right there. All right, guys, let's move on to the PTG picks segment. Again, if you have any what would Jesus do segment questions, like we're running low. And when we run out of those, we're done with that segment for good. So hashtag PTGWWJD at Pass the Gravy Pod on Twitter. Let's talk to you guys about our good friends, Southern Star Brewing Company. I feel like we just did a whole commercial for them, but you know what? We're going to be up there. Pat's going to be up there. I'm going to be up there. Jake Sewell from Brave Hawk Forge is going to be up there at the Texas Custom Knife Show coming up this Saturday at Southern Star, 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. It's going to be a great time. And I can't wait. And then also Southern Star's got December 19th, Saturday, December 19th, a day version of the Christmas Spooktacular. We got 3 bands. We got Winston Cook, Dizzy Moore. We got a bunch of people out there. It's going to be awesome. We got High Dive out there, and it's going to be a whole day event. Santa's coming. Santa is going to be there. Santa! I know him! It's going to be awesome. The Christmas Spooktacular, the Gravies Awards, all of that's going to be done.
Sits on the throne of lies.
Socially, distantly, of course. And it's gonna go down, but it's going to be at Southern Star Brewing Company. Those guys are our best friends. They love us. We love them. It's awesome. There's something for everybody at Southern Star Brewing Company. Jake was drinking a Southern Brunch when he was on the pod. I am right now crushing a Lil Cal, low-calorie IPA. I'm a little sad because that is the last one I have of my 6-pack that I picked up. So I'm going to have to go and restock tomorrow at the store. But Pat's got the Kurova milkshake. That's awesome. It's limited edition. He's got the Southern Brunch as well. There's some for everybody. If it's an IPA, we got the Conspiracy Theory, the Seven Tomago Juicy IPA, all kinds of stuff. Southern Stars, their Bombshell Blonde, obviously. That's the one that brought them. And that's what got me into Southern Star personally. And then they had the Strawberry Bombshell Blonde, which is now my personal favorite. So there's some for everybody at Southern Star Brewing Company. If you're drinking a Southern Star, tag us, tag them at Southern Star BC, at Southern Star Brewing Co. on Twitter and Instagram. We are at Pass the Gravy Pod on both. Let us know. Let them know that you're supporting the people supporting the podcast. And Southern Star Brewing Company, the official sponsor of Pass the Gravy Podcast, PTG Picks segment. We're going to begin right now. Pat and I both went a disappointing 1-2.
We're in a rut, man.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Picking games on Wednesday is hard.
It's not fun. Not fun. On the year, I am 14-12-1. Pat is 14-13. All right, Pat. I feel like I went last week. Why don't you go this week? Get the bad juju off of us right now.
All right. Well,
we got to pick 3 games against the spread or over-unders, and that's how we're gonna do it right now.
As I said last week, and the week before, and the week before, and the week before, I'm taking the Packers, of course. It's minus 13.5, but it is against Jacksonville. Jeff Luton, however it's pronounced. He caught the Texans by surprise, but also the Texans are fucking terrible. This line at 13.5 does scare me a little bit, but also I fully anticipate the Packers are going to kick the ever-living dog shit out of Jacksonville because Jacksonville is a terrible team, and the Packers are a top 5 team in the NFL. I don't even think that's being a homer. I think or if you don't want to go that, you got to at least put them in the top 6.
But you know what I say about double-digit spreads?
It's a rough one.
It makes me nervous. I do think they'll cover this one. I just
I
feel
think
nervous. It gives me the heebie-jeebies, as they say.
Zadarius Smith
use that more.
Is going to terrorize Luton. It does scare me because their strength is running the ball because it's basically the only thing they can do. The Packers can't stop the fucking run, really. They did a good job last week. But then again, the 49ers, you never know who you're getting because they're always injured all the time. I'm also taking Baltimore -7 against New England. New
I
England
like
sucks.
that pick.
Baltimore beats up on bad teams, and good teams give them struggles.
I don't think New England sucks. I just don't think New England's good.
Bro, the Jets almost beat them.
Right. But I don't think New England sucks. I think
Cam
not
Newton,
good.
I'm convinced he can't throw the ball over, let's say, 17 yards without literally putting his entire body into it. Like every time you see him throw a ball, he's got that weird motion, and it comes out on a, like, even at 15 yards, everything comes out at a downward angle. He can't even put loft on the ball anymore unless he's throwing a bomb downfield. Everything he throws is at his receiver's feet. His arm is fucked. And
Yeah.
he has no sense of pocket pressure at all. Like, did you see, the sack I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When-
He
Yeah.
did have 2 rushing touchdowns, though, so that was cool.
I mean, I don't think
I
the
bet
Packers are going to
him
let them
to
get right
score
there.
1 rushing touchdown at least, so I won money on that. But that was
Yeah,
did that.
I didn't take that one. I should have, though.
So Baltimore -7. Then what you got? Nick?
I almost want to flip this one to Tampa because
Time to
CMC's
make a
out,
decision.
but I'm not going to. I almost did. I'm not going to. I'm going to take my first over-under of the year, and I hate taking unders, but Tennessee, Indianapolis, I'm taking under 48.5. Both teams like to run the ball. That's it. I just think the clock's going to be drained.
All right, Tampa Bay or Tennessee, Indy under 48.5. So you got Green Bay -13.5, Ravens -7, and Tennessee and Indy under 48.5. All right, I got Cleveland -3 over the Texans.
Is Chubb back yet?
I think he may come back this week. If not, Kareem Hunt's going to run all over the Texans anyways. So So it's just like, who's going to run all over the Texans? Right?
Baker might have like
The
50
Texans
yards.
struggled against the Jags. I think Deshaun Watson's always a wild card, but the Browns defense, I think, will be able to get him in check, pressure him. And, yeah, their receivers are okay, but, like, their defense is trash. I think that the Browns won't have any problem putting up points. I think they'll definitely cover the 3 points. I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins -2.5 over the Chargers is my next pick. I was on the Cardinals train last week. I thought the Cardinals were going to get it done, but then again, I forgot Kyler Curse. Kyler can't get wins. Kyler's going to lose the game. And he needs to win because I cursed him because he was a dick to me in an XFL game.
I told my coworker about that, and he absolutely loved it.
Good. Fuck Kyler Murray.
Especially because he was playing against Kyler in fantasy last week. So he's like, yes, I love the curse.
The curse is real. People are saying the curse. People are doubting the curse, but the curse is obviously real because Kyler lost. The Dolphins did not see that coming. I've been like very skeptical of the Dolphins, and it's just like they're never good. So I always assume they're not going to be good. And
Brian
Will
Flores
look
is
really
a hell
good.
of a fucking coach.
Brian Flores is building something there. I think they aren't quite there yet. They'll probably make the playoffs. But the Dolphins are going to beat the Chargers, who keep like Justin Herbert. Remember how good Justin Herbert I said was going to be in the NFL when I wanted the Giants to get him? And he is good. The rest of his team is just not good. Right? Like
I swear I remember you saying that Herbert was going to be bad and you did not want him. But
no,
I
said
guess
suck for the duck. I said suck for the duck tweets all the time that whole season that we drafted Daniel Jones. And I was like, or the season before we drafted Daniel Jones. And then he went back to school. And I was like, I don't want Daniel Jones. I don't want
that
Daniel
defense should be better than it is for the Chargers. I don't get them.
I don't even think there's injuries and some other stuff piles up. But like Miami -2.5. I think they're definitely going to win by at least a field goal in that. So I'll get Miami given the 2.5. And then I'm pulling a Pat on myself right now. I'm going to pick my team. I'm going to pick my team because I'm buying in. I'm buying in on the Giants. They're going to win They're going to win the East. Going to win the East. Okay, guys? They're going to do it. It's just going to happen, all right? It's not up for discussion. They're going to win the NFC East. And that starts by beating the Eagles this week. They should have beat the Eagles on Thursday night a couple of weeks ago. Evan Ingram, we all know about that. Fuck you, Evan Ingram. People don't forget. Fuck you, Evan Ingram. You piece of shit that still had like 2 drops and caught a touchdown and acted like you were all big shit. But like you fucking dropped like 3 balls and could have caught 2 others. Whatever. We should have beat the Eagles before. They've also been like 0-7 against the Eagles in the last like stretch they've had against them. So they're due. between being a team that's due, between Danny Dimes going on a streak of he's had a 1-game no turnover streak he's on right now. Very hot. This is a very hot Daniel Jones that you're dealing with. We're coming off another great win over the Washington football team. The guys are playing for Joe Judge. They're buying in. They're going to go out there. They're going to surprise people. They're going to get the win. Giants are getting 3.5 points. Giants win outright. Giants win with the 3.5 points. Giants plus 3.5 over the Eagles. That is my pick. I got Browns -3, Giants plus 3.5, and Dolphins -2.5. Pat has Packers -13.5, Ravens -7, and the Titans Colts under of 48.5.
When I saw you took the Giants, I almost took the Eagles just because. But then I also couldn't talk myself into it because I don't trust.
You don't because you
the
know.
birds.
I think you know. You're like Alex
No,
has some tinglers out. Alex's little spidey senses are tingling.
No, I just don't trust anyone in the NFC least.
Coming on. I bet the Giants last week. Remember my teaser? I boosted up their spread, but they still covered. They won outright, so they covered. And I've been pretty good on that. And I think the Giants are going to get it done. I buy into Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes is my guy. He's my guy. But I have a couple teasers. If we want to do teasers again, I was 2 for 2 on my teasers that I gave you guys on the podcast last week. A little free money, a little throwaway teasers for you, which if you're new to this, that means you can move the line 6 points on the over-under or on a spread. And I have a teaser with the Dolphins-Chargers game, since I'm already betting that. Dolphins, flex it. You can get them at plus 3.5. And then you can also move the over-under down to 42. I hit the over of 42 and Miami plus 3.5. I think that's a pretty lock-solid teaser right there. Then also, I was really close to taking the Seahawks -1 or -2.5. Seahawks +8 if you can flex, or -2, but you can flex the Seahawks to +8 right now. That's a fucking steal. I think they might beat the Rams outright, but I also think that they'll definitely be within 8. I think they'll definitely be within 8. The Giants win outright. Flex the Giants to +9. Seahawks +8, Giants +9. Tease that. -120 is the payout. There you go. Those are 2 free teasers for you if you want. And that's all I got. You got any additional bets to throw in, Pat?
I was just thinking about looking at a Packers teaser. Packers -7 and over 44.5. But I actually kind of like the under on that.
Ooh. Packers score like 35 points a game.
The over-under just regularly is 50.5.
So you bring that down 44.
But here's my thing. I could see the Packers winning like 31-6.
Nah, they'll give up a couple.
They probably will just because that rushing attack is there. But, man, I just see our defense doing some shit against the Rook. Against Luton.
What? Okay.
The Rook, I said. Against Luton. I don't know. I'm going to have to dwell on that. I'm not putting anything out yet, but if I'm going to think about that some more, maybe I'll throw that teaser out later.
We don't have to have anything right now, but there we go. That was our PTG pick segment right there. Football talk. We don't really have anything going on with that, and I guess my football talk will be a little bit in my not cool. But let's get into the not cool segment where you guys can participate in it as well. If you'd like to send us your personal not cools. Now, a not cool is something that would just make you say the phrase, "That's not cool, man." Like, what? That's not cool. It could be if you stub your toe. That's not cool. If you were working this weekend, you can't make it up to Southern Star for the Texas Custom Knife Show. That's also not cool. But they're all varying degrees of not cool. You can send us yours. Hashtag PTG not cool to @PassTheGravyPod. I'm at Alex J Middleton on Twitter. Pat's at NotPatDN. Robert is at Robert Barbosa 03. Hashtag PTG not cool to @PassTheGravyPod. This is the not cool segment. Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Our next not cool, is from Josh Treecottle at Joshua Tree 713. He says, my hashtag PTG not cool was going to be Pat saying that I can't spell. Well, that's not the point. The phone should fix it. It's people that do 35 at a 45. There shouldn't be there should be a max speed limit Wait. Okay, he did
There
this.
shouldn't
You know what?
be
He
a max.
tried to prove a point, but then he proved his point.
No. You're reading it wrong. There shouldn't be a max speed limit. There should be a least amount of speed. So go or get the F out of the way. No, he actually wrote that right. You just can't read. That one he wrote right. He made sure on that one to
Okay.
write it right.
Well, there were, some apostrophes. And
Well,
stuff.
let's adjust a couple things. Number one, stop trying to have the government do everything for you, Josh. Spell things correctly on your own. Boom, roasted. Number two, yes, get the fuck out of the way if you're not going fast. Like if you're not going 5 over, you need to be in the far right lane.
If you see two people pass you and you're in the left lane and they get in the right lane and then get into the left lane in front of you, it's like time to move over.
Here's how the
Time to
highway
move
should
over.
work.
There's no
Far
hard
right
feelings, just
lane.
time to move over.
Far right lane is speed limit, or if for some reason you have to go a little under, like
Or
you're
you're
on a
towing
spare
something.
tire. Yeah, like 5 under to speed limit, far right lane. Every lane to the left of that increases with 5 miles an hour. Like if you're on I-10 and there's 5 lanes, second lane, you got to be going 5 over. Lane after that, 10 over. Far left lane, you're going 15 to 20 over. That's the let's fucking go lane. If you're in that lane and people keep
that's
having to
bad.
go right around you to fucking get around you because you're
You're the
going the speed
problem.
limit, not only are you the problem, I hope you blow out your tire and fucking ruin your day.
We cut that part out, Robert. We don't.
No,
wish that
I'm not.
upon
I'm not hoping they get hurt. I just hope they blow out their tire and their day gets ruined.
Nobody likes
for going
that. I've
speed
had a
limit in
tire
the left-hand
blowout.
lane.
It's not fun.
So have I. It sucks. It's
really not
terrible.
fun.
I know how bad it is. That's why I wish that upon people that go slow in the left lane. Your day
Normally-
should be ruined because you're ruining my day by going slow in the left lane, you fucking asshole.
Normally, you don't want people to go through what you went through. I think that's
Right.
how it normally works.
But they're doing such an asshole thing that they deserve to have something bad happen to them.
Going the speed limit is bad.
In the far left lane? Yes. This
But
isn't
there-
Austin where everyone drives 5 under
If-
everywhere.
If people
This
are,
isn't-
I do agree. If you're in the left lane, like that's the fast lane. And if
I'm
you
trying to
keep getting
drive out
past,
to the
like, get
Astrodern.
over.
I need to get there fast.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
did I miss
yeah.
the sign that said speed limit is 60 on this side and 70 on this side? Did I
Are
miss
you
that?
one
Did
of
I,
them?
did I miss that sign, Pat?
Robert's
I don't
one
think
of them.
I don't think I've seen one
The
of
left
those
lane is
signs.
the fast lane. Did you ever take driver's ed? Like driver's ed even basically is like, yeah, there's speed limits, but like there's people that go the speed limit, there's people that don't. You leave the left lane for those people.
You
I don't know.
cause traffic.
I also see signs that tell me I have to observe every single sign. There's a sign that says observe every sign, and I've seen those
So-
signs, and
so-
I haven't
so-
seen a speed limit is 100 miles an hour on the left lane.
So you've
seen
never
that.
sped? You've never
Haven't seen
sped?
that.
You never sped once in your life.
That's not what I'm saying.
You've
I'm
never
saying-
crossed over a solid white line. Oh no, so it's okay to not follow the rules sometimes.
When it's
Only
fun,
when you
it's
do it.
convenient for you, Robert.
Not when it's here's the thing, Robert. There's a societal contract that says the left side of the highway is faster than the right side
A
of the highway.
societal
What are you?
contract.
What are you? Baseball with the unwritten rules?
Yes.
I mean, that's been an unwritten rule, though.
Robert, I swear to God, if I'm ever driving down the highway and I have to go right around somebody because they're going slow and I look and I see it's you, I'm going to take my spit cup out of my car and I'm throwing it at your car. And I won't even feel bad.
You will know it's me when windows
Yeah.
are tinted.
Yeah.
Oh,
Didn't
I'll
at all.
know. I'll know.
I don't go the speed limit on the left lane. I was just trying to rile you
Better
up.
not.
Pat. I was trying to rile you up.
You fucking did.
You got him. You got him real good. You got him real good.
That
Oh.
should be the penalty. Is if you do that, then like the government just sends me around to poop on your car, like on the engine block, so it's gonna get hot and you can't get rid of the smell.
Only on landmarks.
Exactly.
Well, if you drive a Ford, that is a Texas landmark in and of itself. So I'm just pooping on F-150s all over the state.
Let's get to our next one. Mikey P weighs in on that, and he said at it's just Mikey P. I can't fucking read. At it's just Mikey P on Twitter, and he says my daughter said "oh fuck" the other day outside. She did use it correctly though, so cool / not cool. By the way, she's 3. It's one of those things where like I don't have a kid, but like kids cussing is always funny, right?
Yeah, like that's got to be the hardest thing about being a parent is not
You gotta be
disciplining
like,
your kids,
don't say that.
not raising them correctly, not
That's
keeping
definitely
them
not funny.
fed.
Stop saying that.
Yeah, the hardest thing is not laughing when they fuck up or say a cuss word, and you have to be like, no, don't do that, and have a straight face. Like that's got to be
Mike,
the hardest thing.
The big one is like, did she hear you say it? And that's where she learned it. Because I feel like if you're the one that she learned it from, it's like, one, you're the parent, so it doesn't fucking matter. So you're like, yeah, fuck off. But also, like, if you're the reason she's saying it, then it's like, damn it, now I gotta own up to that, to like the missus or whatever. But like, I don't know, kids cussing is always funny to me.
Always funny.
A non-parent, it is still always funny to me. Not appropriate, I get it. I don't think we should teach kids cuss words, but when kids
I
do
think we
cuss,
do.
It's fucking great.
Just like kids cuss. It's funny.
Like, what age?
3. Like,
At 3.
let them just cuss. Can you imagine how much funnier kids say the darndest things would have been if, like, one of them just looked at him and was like, fuck your mustache, Steve?
Steve Harvey would have slapped him.
Yes, and then the show gets even funnier.
Parents,
Mom tried to take my animal crackers, and I told her to go fuck herself.
Parents that are listening to Pass the Gravy, what age is appropriate for your kid to start cursing?
It's probably like once they hit high school.
Like 5.
No, once you hit high school, I don't
Once
think
you
I'll
hit
really
school.
care for cussing anymore.
Like, I want you
junior
cursing in
high,
daycare, but for kindergarten, first grade, whatever, figure it out.
like, I don't know. Like, if you're in junior high, I still don't want you just cussing regularly. But once you're 14, I'm like, dude, whatever. Go grab me a fucking beer, and maybe you can have one too.
I secretly just want a bunch of kids to say "Pass the gravy, bitches" that I can end every podcast with, but like, I don't want to be irresponsible and ask parents to do that, so I'm not going.
I'll ask guys. Send in videos or audio of your kids doing that.
I'm not telling parents to do that. That would be irresponsible for me. I'm just saying it would be unfortunate if a lot of people were to send me their kids saying that phrase that I just said, but won't repeat again because I don't want to, push that agenda because I won't.
First of all,
we don't push that.
It's been established that I am the child raising expert of the podcast. I'm the one that gives advice to the parents.
You're the least qualified.
Really? Because all of the parents write back in and tell us that I give the best advice. Danny said it. I'm sure a couple others have said it. I can't remember off the top of my head.
One person said it.
No. I mean, I gave great advice the other day. I don't know if it's going to be used later on, so I don't want to spoil it. But, yeah, give your kids knives. That's a little preview.
Oh, PTG parenting. We are not doing that segment yet. Or maybe that'll be next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, so your daughter Kirsten, that is a cool, not cool, I guess.
Hey, just be happy that she used it correctly. So that means her language skills are coming along well.
All right.
Tell her she did a great fucking job.
Our next one is from Ashley Wilkins at Buster Healer Mix on Twitter, and Ashley says, a person used my card to buy parts for computers 6 times. They changed the delivery address on my Amazon account, and they charged $1,500 on the card. They archived the order, so it took me a week to realize it. Ashley's having a shitty run of
That's rough.
In November.
So here's what you're gonna want to do
with your car getting stolen, and now this. Like, that sucks.
You're gonna fill up a bag of your shit and you're gonna light it on their doorstep, and then you're gonna get some DJ equipment and play Share. You're gonna do both because they deserve both. And then
you gotta find that person. I guess you have their address.
Yeah, you have the address, and then you're gonna take some chalk and on their front driveway, you're gonna write, "I'm a fool." That's the harshest punishment of all of it.
You're a fool.
Well, no. You write it facing the street, so when people drive by, they see that the person who lives here is a fool.
Yeah.
You can also do it on their sidewalk.
You could pay Mr. T to just point at that house and say that all day. That'd be funny.
I don't know if this works, but I've heard it does. When it freezes, take slices of bologna and stick it on their car door. And apparently when they try and peel it off, it'll peel off the paint.
All right, try that.
I don't know if that works.
Try that when it freezes like it does so much in Texas.
I mean, here's the thing. It's going to be long enough now until it freezes, but it's coming in a couple weeks.
So
or
just
like
keep
a
that in your back
month and a
pocket.
half. Yeah, so they'll
You
forget.
won't seem
and they'll be like-
vengeful.
They'll be like, why would somebody do this? And they'll already forgotten that they stole from you because they're probably stealing from multiple people because they're pieces of shit. That's what
And
these
you'll be
people
like,
do.
you know what I call it when people try and steal my card and buy Amazon things with money that's not theirs? A bunch of baloney. Tell them that. And then they're like, oh, I get it now. And I'm upset.
Yeah. Also, smear some poop underneath their driver's side door handle. That's a classic.
That's a good one. Just let Pat do it. Just let Pat do it. Pat will fuck
Dude.
him up.
DM me. I'll send you some prices.
Send you his rates. Our final not cool comes from the one and only Emma Lawler. Now, this came in. She didn't tell me this. She tweeted it to me. At Little M Tweets on Twitter, but she said, "Arugula can eat my shorts." Hashtag PTG not cool was her tweet. I would just like to let everyone know we have not had arugula this week in any meal. I
So
have not
I'm guessing-
requested arugula. I don't think she's had arugula. Emma,
Has she been out to lunch with somebody
Come here.
that like somebody ordered arugula or
I don't know.
did
I'm
she
trying-
have like a catered
Okay.
meeting?
Come here. What's the deal with arugula?
Am I right? There's so much.
No, like we.
Why can arugula eat your shorts?
It's disgusting.
But what brought this on? Like, were
'cause-
you just like in the grocery store and you saw arugula and you were like, "Fuck you"?
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. Sorry.
What-
I forgot she can't hear because I have the headphones in.
What brought this? What brought this on?
I think about arugula a lot. It's
Just because you hate it?
Yeah, it lives rent free. I have the salad
It lives
mix,
rent free.
and it looks like arugula's in there. So every time I pour it, I'm like, God, I hope that's not arugula, and I know it's not because I bought it. And it's not.
But the thought that it could be, it really grinds your gears.
It's so gross.
Isn't it just like a kind of lettuce?
Yeah, but it has too much flavor. Like you want lettuce to just kind of taste crispy.
Lettuce tastes like nothing.
Nothing. It should.
So basically, you just buy romaine. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I
No,
think-
not even red leaf. Red leaf is too much
No,
flavor
that's
for
fine.
you, isn't it?
That's fine. I expect it. Arugula, it's like, you know how a dog can like figure out the pill is in like the cheese and spit it out? That's how I am. I'm like,
No,
oh
I mean,
my
we're
god!
not. I'm not
I just-
saying that you're wrong. That was just the funniest way to word a not cool. Was just arugula can eat my shorts. No context to it, because I was like, I feel like I live with you. I see you every day for hours a day. I should probably know why she's using this as a not cool. I don't think we had arugula. So that
No.
was my thought
we
process.
will never have arugula.
Well,
here.
no, right. So I was like, I never requested arugula. Is this a shot at me that you're trying to poke? I didn't know. And
I
that's
wanna-
why I felt like I needed you to explain it. I'm glad you did.
I want to get Emma 2 shirts. One that says arugula can eat my shorts, and the other one just straight up says "fuck arugula." So like,
Yeah.
depending on which one she's wearing, you can tell how spicy she's feeling that day.
This
Like,
girl
how strong-
does.
Arugula.
This girl
If
does
she-
not like arugula.
If you come home and she's wearing the "fuck arugula" shirt, you're like, today is not the day to test
Get out of
Emma.
my way.
We need to make you those like pictures, and then like every day you can just tweet out like, what kind of arugula day is it for you? Is it an eat my shorts day or a fuck arugula day? And like a fuck arugula day is like, oh,
Oh,
great.
I'm gonna go stay at my parents.
Well,
Where's your arugula?
well, thanks for explaining that. That was,
Thanks for
that
sharing.
was my favorite. That was my favorite. Not cool so far this week. So that was pretty great.
That
That's
was
pretty
pretty
great.
fucking great.
That's the first time Emma's ever had a not cool. So I was like, obviously, I'm gonna do it, and I want to explain it fully. Also, like the level of love where we just are just shoving earwax back and forth between ears right now with these AirPods is
Oh yeah.
shows it's love right there, guys. That was our listener submitted not cools. Hashtag PTG not cool at Pass the Great Pod. That's how you submit yours to us. We can get to those next week if you want to submit one. I will start because I have a couple of not cools for them. In fact, my first one is not cool is potentially future me. Like it's a
Oh, I can guarantee that guy's not cool.
No. It could be. It may not happen. Potentially, future me is not cool because I've bought in 100%. Like Giants have to beat the Eagles this week, but I was like, if they win against the Eagles, they're probably going to win the NFC East, and I've just talked myself into believing it. It is psychotic. It's dumb. It's stupid to do, but I'm doing it, and I'm gonna go all in on. I got all my chips, and this is the 5th time I've gone all in on them. And I run through a wall, or want to run through a wall every week when Joe Judge tells me whatever Joe Judge needs to tell me, and it works. And it looked like it worked against Washington. If they can beat Philly, and like I said in our pick segment, like they're due. They're like 0-7 against them in their last 7. They should have beat them earlier in the season. They seem like they're playing well, playing for the coach. Danny Dimes on a no turnover streak, hottest of the year so far. Think the Giants get the win. If they get the win, then I'm gonna be like, we're gonna win the NFC East. There we go, and we'll still be a half game out of first, but it's because the Eagles fucking tied. And I think we can figure it out. We got the Bengals the next game. We got games against the Cowboys. We can beat them. I think we can steal some wins. A 6-10 team is not out of the playoffs in the NFC.
I think you can beat the Cowboys. I don't know if you will. I think you should. I think you lose to the Bengals.
Shut your mouth. They won't. They won't.
just saying.
Danny Dimes is hotter than he's ever been all season.
He's feeling hot, hot, hot.
Yes, he's hot. He's dropping dimes. He's throwing dimes. Danny is going out there. He's going to fuck some shit up this week in a good way, where he's going to fuck up Philly. And also, I didn't want to point this out, but like, if you're Carson Wentz or Jalen Hurts, are you a little bit nervous about your ankle going against the Giants? Because they also murdered Dak Prescott's ankle, and then they murdered Kyle Allen's ankle in the same season. Bad ankle year if you're playing the Giants. That's all I'm saying. I don't wish injuries on anyone. I'm just pointing out 2 things that have happened that are just kind of make you say, huh, that's interesting that happened from the same team.
I just had a T-shirt idea for you, and it's one I got to say, or else I will instantly forget it. So it's you take the picture of Daniel Jones on his follow-through, so his hand is way out here, and then you just Photoshop him dropping a dime, and then you just have either a fountain or a wishing well underneath him. Danny Dimes. It's a terrible idea, but it's funny.
I had an idea I saw that I was kind of hoping I could use, but I'll send it to the group after this. But I thought that was a pretty good one. But yeah, I've sold myself on the fact that I think that the Giants might make the playoffs, and I'm just gonna die on that hill. I'm gonna die on that hill, and I'm gonna be okay dying on that hill. And it seems like it's going to very possibly lead to me being disappointed. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna accept it, and it's
What do you
gonna
mean
be okay.
possibly? Definitely.
No, not definitely, possibly. 'Cause the
Definitely.
Giants could still win. The
Totally.
Giants could still win. And you know, as you heard, if you listen to the Claret and Big Blue podcast, I said I think that if the Giants can win out and win every game on the remainder of their schedule, I think they can probably make the playoffs. I guarantee that if they win out, they make the playoffs. So that's my Alex's prediction. You thought that'd be
Alex just sent me a picture of Daniel Jones throwing a text that says "suck my dick."
That's Danny to the haters. That's Danny to the
Oh,
haters on Monday
man,
when he
that's
lights up
good.
the Eagles. That's Danny to the haters. on
He
Monday when lights up the
very
Eagles.
well could.
All right, and then I'll be sold. And guys, Alex on Monday, if the Giants beat the Eagles, is going to be a very weird Alex, where you're not going to be able to convince me that they're not good at that point. I'm like, we've turned it around. We won 2 games in a row. We're back. And it's probably going to end horribly, but I don't care. I love this team. I'm buying in, and that's what you're supposed to do with your team, and that's what I'm fucking doing again, okay? So possibly future me is a not cool. Another not cool is the Patriots and Jets played on Monday Night Football, and I thought I was watching the game live, and I kept checking my Twitter account and was just like, everybody is talking about shit that's not happening in this game. And I just sat through it, and at some point, I guess I hit the rewind button on my remote or whatever. I didn't intentionally do it, but it must have rewounded or froze or paused or whatever. But I was like 45 minutes behind the live broadcast. And like, I bet the game, and I'm looking on my app like, no, I'm winning this bet right now. They're covering. How is it 13 to – no, they don't have 13. They have 3. What is it? And then I was like, hold on. And I hit live, or I hit exit on my my remote, which goes to the live thing if it's in DVR mode or whatever. And I was like, oh, we're at halftime. So like, it's like what I was like, if you're watching like a game or a show on DVR and like you're trying not to get it spoiled, that's fine. But like the fact that I thought I was going to be able to like interact while I'm watching a game, and then I realized like, what the fuck was that? But like I watched the pregame. Like I watched the pregame and was like, this game feels like it's starting later. I didn't like.
You're really dumb. Like
I didn't think it
really
because
dumb.
I was like fucking around on like just looking at stuff on my phone. I was playing Among Us, I think, at the same time, and I was just like, whatever, it's Monday Night Football, who cares? Like I don't really give a shit about this game. I'm just gonna like have it on. And then I was like, man, I feel like they're starting a little bit later than they normally do. And oh yeah, they were because I was on fucking like a delay. So that was on me. And when you realize that, and you're like, oh, I just missed like a whole half of a game because I was watching it behind. But that sucked. And then another not cool that I have is COVID because I think it's trying to fuck up football again. And I don't like that. Like we had 47 positive tests in the NFL. The SEC had like 4 games, like the Auburn game, the A&M game, LSU, Bama. Those games were all postponed because of positive tests. It's not going to win. Fuck you, COVID. You ain't going to win. But like fucking stop trying to fuck up football. Stop it. All right? I told you, I will riot. I riot if you fuck up football. Don't fuck up football. All right, COVID, this is me, an open letter to COVID-19. If you fuck up football, I will riot.
I
Signed,
need
past
it.
podcast.
I need it to go at least.
Robert, I need you to write that up, and then I need you to put it in a bottle, throw it in the ocean. COVID will find it.
I need it to go at least this week. So I feel pretty good about it because in my fantasy league we discussed as long as it goes 10 weeks, whoever's in first place wins. And
hey, also nobody gives a fuck
I'm
about
awesome.
your fantasy team.
Hey, I'm just trying to win a grand, buddy. I'm just trying to win a grand, all right? But yeah. Yeah, no, I feel
COVID
you.
trying to fuck
I
with
feel you.
football. Stop it. Okay? Just stop. Don't.
Cut
do
it
it, Rona.
out.
All right? And that's all I got to
Yeah.
say about that. All right, who else wants to go next?
All right, I'll go. My brother's mad at me because, like, during this podcast, he texted me because he's rewatching The Walking Bad, and he goes, "Can't remember how Shane dies."
Walking
And-
Dead?
Yeah,
You said Walking Bad.
man, I'm real dumb today.
Walter
so you
White
just
is a
gotta
zombie.
kind of the meth turned everywhere. Actually, apparently, in The Walking Dead, there's like you can see the blue meth in a trash can at one point or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But yeah, he's like, dude, it's killing me. I can't remember how Shane dies, blah, blah, blah. But we're doing this. So I just look down and I kind of see that text and some others come through, but I just go, yeah, like I'm pretty sure he just gets bitten and then they have to kill him.
Spoiler alert.
And then he texts me like, dude, like, what the fuck, dude? If I wanted to know, I would have asked you. And I was like, why are you texting me at all? Like, fuck off. Go fuck yourself. Like, get. And he's like, dude, like, it's really just pissed me off how people just can't read what I mean when I text them. I'm like, yes, that's every text ever. Don't tell me you
If
can't
you
remember
constantly
how
have the
someone
same
dies.
problems with people, consider that it could possibly be you.
If you don't want someone to tell you how someone dies in a show, don't say, I can't remember how someone dies in a show without saying, also, do not tell me in the same text.
That's why I love being like, I don't give a shit about spoilers guy. I love that, like, if you told me, like, if I started Game of Thrones and you told me that Bran was who ends up being the guy at the end, I would be like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So
Like,
that
saves me
was
some time.
that one just popped up during this podcast. My next one is Monday before I go to work. I woke up early so I could trim my beard and shower, and I go and I take one strip out of the middle, and the clippers just die. Like straight up, neck to chin, zzz, dead. Now I've got an old pair, and like I said, this is before I'm going to work, so I don't have time to go run to Walmart, get another pair. I've got an old one, but like the guide on it, it used to, like back in the day, you could like slide it up and down. Now it only just sits down. Like this all you. So I had to cut it way shorter than I normally do. So like normally I'll cut it at like a 4, and this is probably like a 2. So I hate it because now the double chin is back. Like you can't look at this. You can't. Get
I
rid
did
of
think
that.
your
Yeah.
face was a little like
Fatter.
I could see your
Definitely
face
fatter.
more today.
Yeah, well, because I also got rid of 90% of my fucking beard when I meant to get rid of 60%.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a
yeah.
fucking choice. So now I gotta let it grow back, and it just fat neck season again. That one sucks.
Just wear turtlenecks, dude.
Okay, first of all, turtlenecks cover your neck, not your chin.
No, just pull it up.
I mean, I guess I could just get
Always
like,
wear
I-
your PTG gator.
I
wear your
could, like-
PTG face gator all the time.
I could like get some clear tape, like boob tape that girls use, and just like tape from underneath my chin to behind my ears and get rid of that.
I think if you got like a double chin, then like this is your season with the pandemic. Like wear a neck gaiter.
But here's the thing: at work, I can't wear a gaiter. I have to wear the work one where it's just the mask. So this is still kind of
yeah.
that's still kind of there.
We'll wear the gaiter over it.
You mean under it?
Either or.
I guess I could. I'm not that worried about it. I was just kind of pissed. I'm like, fuck. Then I drove to 5 places this morning. Xbox is still sold out everywhere. I mean, it came out yesterday. I kind of figured it was going to be, but I woke up early to go
they're
do
selling
this.
out right after they came out. That's crazy. That's never
Well-
happened when they've released the Xboxes before.
I know, which still surprises me. Like, how do you guys not ship out enough?
So they can
To
create
fucking cover the
demand and get videos of people waiting in line for them. Like that's what
I guess so, but
It's all a ploy, guys. And then you
It
don't
was
want to get
just
the
dumb.
Xbox right now. You want to wait until you find out. Like I saw that they like light on fire. Some of them-
apparently,
like that.
apparently, like most of those videos, people were doing it with their vapes. Though I've also seen now.
Yeah, well, still, you wait for them to get all the kinks out. You wait
no,
for-
I'm
they
getting
figure
it
out
as soon as
all
I
the
can.
bugs in the first one.
I'm getting it as soon as I can because I just, Valhalla came out today. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's fucking amazing. I want to play it on a faster, better system. It's gonna be dope. And my final one is just, when you have those long ball days, where
Yeah,
your balls are just long
Yeah.
and they're in the way, and
I
like
get you.
the last 2 days, man, like every time I stand up or like I'll be sitting
Ladies, take a
down,
break, fellas. You know what we're talking about.
every guy knows like when you're sitting down for a while and you get up and you start walking and then they're just between your fucking legs and back and you have to like I've been going to like Walmart or something and I'm walking there and while I'm in the parking lot I have to like kick a leg out and grab and pull them from underneath me and they're just in the way all the time the last couple of days. My balls have been Long John Silver's and it is not enjoyable.
Okay.
Long ball days. And honestly, I'm actually, for the first day, I was
Long
like,
ball days.
is it just these boxers, the way that they hang in the boxers? And then day 2, nope, not the boxers.
That
Just
ain't
having,
it.
just having a long ball week because I guess it's kind of humid outside. Who knows? Bobby,
All right.
follow that.
Yeah, beat that.
All right, so Pat, you were complaining about not being able to buy the Xbox. I'm going to complain about not being able to get the PS5 early because I've seen people order the PS5. It comes out tomorrow, Thursday, and depending on people bought it, they got sent to them early, so they got it early, playing it already. I did manage to get a PS5, but I bought it directly from Sony, and they like did a thing with FedEx where like FedEx can't deliver it until release date. So I was hoping
When
to
is
be
the
one of
release
those-
date?
Tomorrow, Thursday.
Okay.
Wow.
So now I have to wait. another
You're
extra
getting
day
it
to
the
get my
day that they
PS5.
told you it was going to come. Fuck you.
I couldn't be one of the people that got it early.
I was at work when pre-sales went on sale, so I couldn't even fucking buy it when like pre-sales were done by the time I was out of work.
I remember
Xbox is better.
it's like I love like the argument over like Xbox and all that where it's like I mean Apple and Android like it's like you can argue that Apple's not the better one but like you're just wrong. Like there's one that's better and then there's one that's not. But like Xbox and PlayStation like I don't know. They seem
No,
pretty
you're wrong.
even, and I'm
You're
just
wrong.
like you either bought an Xbox first and like that's what I stuck with, which is exactly how I did it, or my friends
Yeah.
played Xbox and that's what I got when I finally asked my parents for something, and then or you got like a PlayStation. That's how you turned into like my brother when he went to school. When he went to college, his roommate had a PlayStation, so he became a PlayStation person. Then before that, we were always Xbox people. I'm still an Xbox person because my roommate in college also had an Xbox. So then when I got the Xbox One, I was like, I'm gonna get an Xbox One. I don't want a PS4.
Well, now they finally have cross-platform, which helps. But this is the accurate way of how it went down. For years, I could always say that Xbox was better because it had Halo. Hardware-wise, Xbox has never been better. This is the first time ever that hardware, Xbox actually has a superior system. So now Xbox really is just overall the better system because it has Halo, and it is the better system hardware-wise. So,
I mean, they're both pretty
Robert?
sick. They're both pretty sick, but yeah.
No, they are, but like I've always claimed Xbox was better just because that was the one I used, but this is the first time I actually have facts on my side for it. For 10 years? Something like that.
I'll probably wait till like the beginning of like next year and maybe I'll get one. I'll get a new
I would like to wait
Xbox
until
One X.
maybe Black Friday would be a good time.
African American Friday, excuse you.
But also, no, that's actually way more racist to call it that. No, I'm getting like if I can find one in 2 days, I'm getting it in 2 days. I've had the money put aside for months. Get my fucking system. I'm loading all my games onto it, and I'm playing with less load times. That's all I want to fucking do right now.
All right.
And better graphics.
So Robert's not cool as the PS5.
Yeah, not
And
being
you have
able to
wait
get it
till the
early.
day you can get it.
You have to be
Okay.
patient.
I remember when I was a kid, like I went and I
Me
got
too.
one of well, we were all kids, obviously, but like when I was younger and there like one of the Harry Potter books came out and my mom found who she was a teacher and she found like a place where you could go and you could get the book early, but you had to sign some fucking thing promising that you weren't going to read the book until the fucking day that it came out. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then fucking read it in the car on the way home. Like, yeah, all right, guys, you guys got me on that one.
I'll sign it. Also, I'm a child, so this won't hold up in court because I'm a child.
Well, what are they gonna do? They're not gonna arrest me for like, well, he read it too early. Like, did you give
Well,
it to me?
also,
too
it's
early?
not
'Cause
like
yes, you did.
It's not like there was Twitter back then to where you could be like, Dumbledore dies.
Yeah, that's
like-
true. I could just shout it on the playground.
So it was more of a societal social contract, like not driving like an asshole on the highway.
I guess so. An
Robert.
There's no
Wasn't
signs.
written rule.
The speed limit just says 60. Doesn't say speed limit is 70 on the left lane.
Does the highway have any signs?
Let's move on.
Does the highway have any signs
That
that
was
say
so
"Don't
good.
murder people"? Don't murder people. There's no sign, so I guess I can do it.
He just called. That's like the first time that Robert's ever just like, just move on. That was,
Yeah, I don't like this Robert who stands up for himself and is aggressive. I don't like this.
Robert.
No, I don't. His podcast is getting to his head. We got to shut it down.
Shut it down! Don't get me into a John Taffer off because I'll do it.
Robert's getting sassy. My balls are still getting in the way. This is so frustrating right now. I'm sitting down.
Quit
This should
talking
not
about
be
your
happening.
balls. Quit
My
talking about
fucking
your
balls.
All right, let's get into the answers segment where you guys send us all of the questions that you can think of. There's no such thing as a stupid question. But if you have something that your friends might make fun of you for, you just
Just
put it
stupid
on
people.
there.
Huh? You thought I was gonna forget?
Nope. Doesn't count now because you waited too long. Robert, cut that part out.
No, I saw how you paused, and I thought
cut it out.
you thought
I
you
was
got away
waiting
with
for
it.
your dumb ass to say it. You
I
didn't say
know,
it.
I
But,
know, and I wanted to fuck you up and make this take 30 seconds longer just because I'm pissed off at Bobby right now.
Hashtag PTG answers at Pass the Gravy Pod. If it's a high thought, something you thought of while you're in the shower, something you heard somebody else say, but you want to hear our opinion on, just something you got made fun of for asking, just ask us. We'll get to the bottom of it. We'll figure out any question that you got for us, or we'll try to. Hashtag PTG answers at Pass the Gravy Pod. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at not Pat D. And Robert is at Robert Barbosa 03. If you don't have Twitter, answers at PassTheGravyPod.com also works. So we do look at Twitter first. Hashtag PTG answers at Pass the Gravy Pod on Twitter. This is the answers segment brought to you by Little M Air Fresheners, the best air fresheners in the game. If you got a shitty smelling car, head over to littlemshop.com, littleemshop.com, and get you some of the best air fresheners in the world. I promise you, you're going to love them. You won't be disappointed when you get a Little M air freshener. They also got some new holiday cards, like little postcards, but they're pretty funny. And you should go check them out, littlemshop.com, littlemshop.com. And if you get anything from Little M Shop, hit us up on Twitter at PassYourWayPod. Hit them up at Little M Shop. And let them know you're supporting the people supporting the podcast. littlemshop.com, littlemshop.com, the official air freshener sponsor of Pass the Gravy podcast and the answers segment that begins now.
Well, if you just answer the question, why don't you just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
Our first question comes from our podcast son, Skylar Lester.
Got it, Skylar.
At OMG, it's Skylar on Twitter. And Skylar says, Mortal Kombat soundtrack. Just finish hymns.
No. Clever.
It's
But
I
no.
like that. Yes, it is.
No, it's clever, but none of them are
I don't know what
hymns.
music in Finland sounds like.
It's very heavy metal. That's more club. That's more club music.
Mortal Kombat!
Yeah, we all know the song.
I'm just
But
saying,
they're
it sounds
not-
pretty metal.
Hymns are church music.
Yeah, what if it's a metal church?
No.
What if it's the church of fighting and combat?
It's a
the
clever-
church of
it's-
combat.
It's a clever question, but I don't want to lie to my child.
Fine. Ruin everything. All right, moving on.
It's what I do.
Josh Treecoddle at Joshua Tree 713 says, "Can a pig pull a hammy?"
Yeah. They've got hamstrings just like we do.
Right?
Yeah. I
a
wonder
thought.
then too if because they can't use that leg for a while after because they're putting the weight on the other ones, does that meat become even more tender? By the way, what do pig legs taste like? Why don't they just sell the leg like they do with a turkey?
I think they sell pig's feet.
They do, but like the pig's leg, I bet that's delicious. Why can't I throw a fucking pork leg on
I
a
don't think it's just,
barbecue
like-
pit?
I don't know. That is weird. that you
Somebody-
feel like,
Guys,
pork
I know
butt.
one of you out there has to know. One of you has to know why the leg just isn't sold by itself. That's
and
probably
if
what
one of
they
you three
use.
little pigs tries to weigh in again, fuck off.
That's
I
probably
don't give
part
a
of the
shit about your stick house. Get off here. Fuck you.
That's probably part of the pig that they just like slice everything off of and throw it into like everything else. You know how like it'll be part of a
dogs.
hot dog and like or just anything else that has some portion of pork, like store-bought meatballs. It's probably all leg. But like, I mean, I bet a leg would be delicious.
Probably would be.
I want to eat some pork leg.
Yeah, pig can pull a hammy though. Good question.
Yeah.
Josh. Raimundo Benavides at Kmundo B on Twitter says, "What is the rest of the story about the birds and the bees that never gets told? Why birds and why bees?"
I've never actually even heard the story of how the story of the birds and the bees comes from.
Like birds and bees don't fuck, do they?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why it's who.
How would that make?
Have you
That wouldn't
told
make
your
sense.
kids about
Birds
the
are too
birds
big
and the
for
bees?
bees, and bees like was it like like what kind of bird? What kind of bee?
Or is it just that like it's the birds and the bees and dogs and cats and everyone fucks?
Why would you call the birds and the bees?
I don't know. Which, by the way, if you're trying to say it's because every animal fucks, with bees, doesn't everyone just fuck the queen and then it gives birth to like 1,000 more?
I don't fucking know. You act like we're
Bees-
fucking bee
bees-
colonizers.
Actually, that would be a good one to tell now because it's 2020 if bees are orgy animals. Normalize everything. It's 2020. Don't shame kinks.
Or queens.
But also, yeah,
Kings.
Robert, do you know? Because neither one of us is equipped to answer this question. We've never heard the story of the birds and the bees.
See, my thinking is that birds and bees getting together, that's what made the murder hornets.
You know, that's not a bad idea.
Well, but then that would be like
Yeah,
But no,
let's
no,
not think too much into
that.
it.
Here's why. No, it can't be that because birds and bees is supposed to explain sex to kids, and that would be one of those stories that says this is why you don't have sex because when you do, people die.
Or if you have sex, you're gonna get stung it'll sting. Like your dick
Oh,
will
yeah, she'll
sting
get
because
stung,
the
yeah.
bee will sting you or something like that.
Maybe it was a thing that like the religious people came up with to preach abstinence.
Birds and bees would attack you.
Yeah.
You had sex. That's actually
Alfred
yes,
Hitchcock's-
that's what we're gonna go with.
Alfred
Birds
Hitchcock's
would
movie
attack
The
you.
Birds is actually a documentary about what happens when you fornicate.
But the bees were definitely dudes, right? Like girls are birds, bees are guys, because the stinger is basically like a dick.
I honestly, I don't know because I don't know if the story was birds. I don't think the
And
stories are that
birds,
birds
like-
and bees are fucking.
But like British people always are like that old bird, like that's
Well,
like
especially
dusty
because
old.
birds,
Was it dusty old bird? Is what he
Dusty old
called
bird.
her.
birds lay eggs. Bees don't.
Dusty old bat is what he called her. Dusty old bird, though, that sounds like a British version of dusty old bat.
Yeah.
You dusty old bird.
This might be the only question, or I feel like I say that every time we get a question that we can't answer. But this
Yeah,
might
we
also
do get
be
a lot of those.
the only question that we just can't answer because none of us actually know the story of the birds and the bees. It's something everybody has heard that term, but has anybody actually heard that story? Write in and let us know if you've actually heard this story because I don't believe it's actually a thing. I think TV made it up.
All right. The phrase "the birds and the bees" is a metaphor for explaining the mechanics of reproduction to younger children, relying on imagery of bees pollinating and eggs hatching to substitute for a more technical explanation of sexual intercourse. It's a way of deflecting
Okay,
the
that
inevitable
makes a lot-
question that every parent dreads: where do babies come from?
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Hey guys, you know,
They
like we
explain it
just
that way.
spent like all this time trying to guess what it was. We could have just Googled it.
Yeah, but it's more fun our way.
It was, I think so too. Well,
Yeah,
the bee's
so-
a
but
guy
hold on,
because it's a
but-
dick, right?
But then what if your kid's like, yeah, but like, what about with people? And they're like, ah, shit. Well, daddy takes his dick and he shoves it up into mommy.
and then he turns
And
into
then
a bee.
he just stays there until he's done.
No, when daddy loved mommy, he was a bee and mommy was a bird, and then mommy turned into a person when they fell in love.
Remember when you walked into mommy and daddy's room last week asking you could sleep with us, but we were hugging from behind and we said, no, go back to your room? We were making your younger brother.
And isn't pollinating just like jizzing if you're a bee?
I'm going to pollinate all over you.
I'm gonna pollinate this whole all over this flower. I'm pollinating so much flowers.
Robert is so uncomfortable after I
Robert,
said
give
it
us
in that
give us your
voice.
best like pollinating scenario. Like go.
I don't think I have one. I think Pat nailed it.
No, you got
He-
one.
he-
I think
he
you
had-
got one, dude.
It's pretty good. I can't top Pat.
You got to do in that Buffalo Bill voice too. Just, oh, I'm going to pollinate all over you.
All right, moving on. Let's move on.
Give me
That's
your
a-
flower.
Pollinated everywhere. Pollinated too quick.
Go move, go
Premature
move, go move,
pollination.
go move.
Okay, so that was actually a really good one, Raimundo.
Oh,
Not that they aren't
man.
always. Our next one is from my buddy Nicholas in Iowa, who is it's the first time in a while he's weighed
What's
in.
up,
but,
buddy? I missed you.
Good to have you back, bud. Nicholas in Iowa says fingerless gloves, hand vests.
Fuck yes.
They are right.
Yeah.
Like a vest, you have the arms out. The fingers, I would say, are the arms of the hand.
Yes. The vest just does not cover the appendages. What does a glove do?
And
With no fingers.
It keeps your hand warm, but not your fingers.
Why
Yeah.
can't they be like hand shorts?
I mean,
They
that
could be
could
shorts.
also work. That
They
could.
could be shorts. Hand shorts
it-
would
but
also
it-
work.
But it does not make hand vests any less true. It just
But
gives you
a
more
hand
options.
vest, I feel like there should be a zipper on like the palm.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no. No. It is hand vest. Hand shorts. It would have to be foot shorts because shorts go on your legs, vest goes on your upper body, hands are upper body, legs are lower body. That's why.
Hands are upper body. What if I have them like
You can put your
beneath
hands
my
below.
waist? I can put my hand below.
But maybe
What
they're
is your-
attached to your upper torso?
Yeah, it connects to your torso. Like if you like in hockey.
I
if
think
you bro-
there's two
if
answers
you broke
to
your
this.
hand. Hold on, Alex. If you broke your hand in hockey, how would they describe that?
It's an upper body injury.
Upper body injury. There you go.
An uppy body injury.
Yeah.
is what Pat calls him.
Uppy Bobby.
Child. Uppy Bobby.
Uppy Bobby.
Uppy Bobby by the astroderm.
Where is the cutoff for your upper body and lower body?
Your
Your
waist.
Okay.
You're
So-
overthinking the shit out of it.
Okay.
Literally,
So-
you cut your body in half from the waist down. Anything above it, that's upper.
So
Anything below it's lower.
is like a guy's penis, is that upper body?
That's lower body.
No, that's lower. What do you mean is your penis
groin,
upper body?
But groin is a lower
But
body
groin?
injury.
So groin is attached to lower body, like
Groin, yeah.
Yes.
If you at the waist, like where your hips are, below that, that's lower body.
is there anything that's attached like right at it?
It's
That's
your
what I'm-
waist.
A hip
Okay, so
injury
what
a
is
lower
what is
body
your, what is
injury,
your
though.
waist?
A hip injury is a lower body injury.
Your waist is your waist.
Your
Actually,
waist starts lower
I
body.
would say, yeah, the waist starts the lower body. Like the waist is the lower body. That is the starting point.
Your hips are your lower body. Everything above your hips is not your lower body.
Yeah.
To me. A doctor, obviously.
Yes. PTGMD.
PTGMD. I'm not a real doctor, but I play one on a podcast.
Robert's a fucking spicy boy today.
I like
man.
it.
He is.
I like it. He's feisty. He's calling
He's
you
just
out. He's making funny. I like it when Robert goes at Pat. This is my favorite kind of Robert.
arguing with everything.
No, I'm not.
And he also looks like he's just like he also looks like he's like sitting in some like cabin right now. Like if you're watching the video version, he's got like the lamp and everything behind him. Like he's just chillaxing on like a vacation in a vacation home, hanging out. But he's fucking just slinging shit at Pat. I love that. I love that. But yeah, what was the
Robert's
fucking
gonna leave a
question?
bag of poop on my doorstep tonight.
And then you can't get mad because you
Fingerless
kind of
gloves.
that.
Fingerless gloves, hand vests.
I do
yes.
think fingerless gloves I'll allow it, but I think hand shorts are also an acceptable answer.
I would accept it too. Yes.
Because I would say to argue for Robert's point, like a vest has to be open at some point. I guess you can have just a pullover.
No, it
vest,
doesn't.
probably.
Yeah, you can have a pullover.
That's a sleeveless shirt though, not a vest.
No, there are vests that don't have zippers.
Or they're usually open at some point. Maybe it's buttons. Maybe it's whatever.
You're just not up on the world of fashion like I am.
It's true. I'm not.
I'm
I
very fashionable.
I think though, like if it was like a hand vest, it would just have like an opening spot right there in the glove. But whatever, we'll allow
You
it.
just give it a,
both
you
ways
give it a
work.
little V. You give it a little V, right
a
there.
little V-neck vest. V for vest. Okay, moving on. Let's get to our final answers question of the week. Who wants to read it for us?
I'll do it.
Go ahead.
This is from Stephanie E. Bow Bow, Day Bow Bow, at Stephaneezy with 5 E's before the ZY. Her question is, how long can you bust out in a real laugh without smiling? I don't think it's possible.
That's okay. When I was adding this to the questions we were going to answer, I was really hoping we would all get on that same page because I thought about it for a long time. Like you guys, again, we've told you guys a bunch of times that if you're new to this, like I look like you guys sit in the tweets. I cycle through them. I pick the 5 that we're going to do that week, and then Robert and Pat have shared on them, but they try not to look at them, so it's fresh for both of them. I was like, every time I laugh, I smile.
If it's a real laugh, like if it's just a spontaneous, oh shit, that made me laugh, your mouth is naturally going to smile. I don't think it's
And
possible
even if
to
I'm
go,
trying to like not laugh, like remember in school when something funny would happen, or like in church when something funny would happen, and you try not to laugh, but like you would laugh, but you have to like cover your face or like keep your mouth closed, like you're still kind of smiling.
you can't help it. There is one time.
A laugh
Where
is
you-
pretty much a smile, unless you're like, ha, 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 like that's like psycho laugh.
But even when you do that, you can feel your cheeks rising, and even though your mouth
can.
is wide open, you can do it. There is one
Which goes back to the
situation-
old point that it takes a lot more muscles to frown than it does to smile, which is why, maybe smile a little more, guys.
That's true. There is one situation where you can laugh genuinely without smiling, but it has to be drug induced, and it's if your face is so Botoxed up that none of the muscles can move. You can still get into the full laugh,
True.
but your face just won't move. You'll just get that. huh, and that's creepy as shit. Like, did you ever watch Kroll Show?
We know you do.
Dr. Armand, the pet plastic surgeon, his face is so bulgux it can't move, but he'll break into a laugh, and that's exactly how it would look.
Also, I guess like I call it the meme laugh, which really just like an exhale out your nose where you see something funny and you're just like.
But look, even when you did it right there, you did it right there.
Smiling.
You
I noticed
smiled.
that too. I just noticed that too. So maybe that goes against it.
Yeah, it's impossible.
I think when you're laughing, you're smiling. And like laughter is like a type of like
100%.
joy and happiness. I feel like, and that's why you do that. There is maniacal, like crazy laughing, but still, that is a type of laugh.
Yeah, it's
And
impossible
smile.
to laugh without smiling unless your face is so shot up with drugs. This is awesome, dude. Your Giants hat when you turn it to the side like that is catching the green screen.
Oh, that's fucking tight.
What does it say? Bose? Oh no,
Bet the
no, it's the house. Bet the house.
Bet the house.
That's fucking cool, bro.
That's pretty tight. I don't know who I'm
Um,
making fun of. I never heard of this guy.
Yeah, and Steph, just by looking at you, I guarantee, like, I don't know if she's trying to say she could laugh without smiling. There's no fucking chance. If you caught her off guard with just a laugh, you can tell by looking at her, there's no way she can laugh without smiling.
Stephanie is like a huge smiler, laugher. Too.
Yes.
Like we've
She's
seen
a-
her laugh.
well, she's
Stephanie's
just a big smiler.
and Stephanie has an infectious laugh too. Like at the Spooktacular, I
does.
think that was the last thing she was at, and she like didn't feel good and had to leave. But like I remember like she laughed, and I was like laughing just looking at her laugh. So that's a good kind of laugh. Like when you laugh,
Yeah.
and other people like I feel like when Seth Rogen laughs, everybody also just like smiles, and it just makes me happy to hear Seth Rogen. Like, you're just like, I am with you on that, no matter what, because you have the. Yeah,
Oh, that's an all-time laugh.
It's impossible to laugh without smiling. I think.
Yeah, you
that's
just
it,
get,
though.
if it's a genuine laugh, like you can
If it's a
force
genuine.
yourself to, but
Ha ha ha
you just can't stop it.
ha 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 ha. If you're a robot, you can't. That's why. So if anybody ever has like one where they're a robot. That's an easy tell. That's an easy tell. And we are here to prepare you for the robot revolution. And just remember, if somebody doesn't smile while they're laughing, they're a robot, and you should probably throw them in water
Yeah, throw water on them and hit them with some electricity.
because
Water
that's
first,
up
though.
to
If you just hit
robots.
them with electricity,
Water-
you're gonna overclock the battery. You're gonna be stronger.
Exactly. That's all we got, though. That's our answers questions. Hashtag PTG answers at PassingGradePod. I am at Alex J. Middleton on Twitter. Pat's at not Pat DN. Robert is at Robert Barbosa 03. A recent study suggests recent study pod.
Recent Study Pod.
I
On Twitter and Instagram.
I always feel like I'm gonna get it, but I feel like I'm fucking it up every single time I say it. So go follow that, listen to that, especially the episode with Raheel Ramzanali. It was a fucking killer one, dude. That podcast is getting so good. It was good to begin with, but like it's so fun to like. I'm like looking forward to each episode now. Clear, not that okay, I feel like me doing that makes me taking away from it, but like I love the podcast. The podcast is really good, man. Listen to Robert's podcast; it's fucking dope. Give it 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you're listening to podcasts. Claire and Big Blue podcast with myself and Mike Fish. That is the episode I did earlier this week is out. Hopefully, I'm gonna be doing another one next week. That is now officially part of the Pass the Grade Podcast Network. I gave out our Twitters and everything. Southern Star Brewing Company, 3525 North Fraser Street, the Texas Custom Knife Show. Pat and I are both now judges in separate events, but we are still going to be judging.
Well, I'm not a judge. What did he say? I'm a
You're a
Damn
timekeeper.
time. So you
basically
work
timekeeper. That's not the word he uses. He made it sound nicer, but yeah, he made it sound nicer, but basically, yeah, I'm
Basically a
efficient.
ref. You're like
I'm
a
an
ref.
efficient. I'm an efficient. But yeah, no, I'm a stopwatch holder. That's what it
That'd be
is.
kind of cool, though. That's cool. That's power. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. But the Texas Custom Knife Show. I hope to see a lot of you guys up there. Go check out PassTheGravyMerch.com. We got face covers. We got dad hats. We got all kinds of awesome Pass the Gravy shirts. I got Josh Tree and Brett Brandon. I'm sending y'all's shirts this week from the Pass the Gravy Big Brother pool, and Josh Tree saying "Go Giants." And then I think Brandon Whitehead got in last time. I don't know. I'll look it up next time. But thanks a lot, guys. Please share us with a friend that listens to podcasts. Tell them to check out Pass the Gravy. Again, if you roast us in the reviews on iTunes, whoever has the funniest one or the best one. You gotta give us 5 stars. Whatever has the best roast is gonna win a Gravies Award at the Spooktacular. And that's all I got though. This was a fun one, and be good to each other. Respect the fucking outcome of shit if it doesn't go your way. All right, just chill, be good to one another, and wear your fucking masks until we talk to you guys next week. Pass the gravy. Yeah, bitches.
Drive the speed limit.
I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. Gonna take